New game!
We've been waiting for months
So long! Oh, wonderful.
to do this. Oh, the feedback thing? I turned that on.
Yep, I'm more than happy for that.
I don't think we're doing anything weird enough to this game that we don't want it sent.
No, I'm not inputting my private information into the game.
Yeah.
They can use...
Now, to unlock the main story, we do need to put in our social security numbers and credit cards.
Yeah, okay. It's a main story. Ooh, take up the mantle of a rogue trader, the scion of an ancient dynasty of daring privateers that reign over their trade protectorate and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Darkness looms over the bloodline of von Valancius as it faces multiple threats from within its own ranks and without, as constant enemies seek to destroy the most daring and brave agents of humanity. It is up to you to hold the reins of this shattered protectorate and forge a new path for the von Valancius dynasty. Currently finding itself in a vortex of wars, intrigues, calamities, and heresy. The stakes are high and rise even higher as you cross paths with terrifyingly powerful and ambitious adversaries in the darkness of the Coronis expanse.
Wow.
Oh, I love it. The premise is ripe for varying outcomes. Like, I am so curious if we can end up turning on the whole von Valancius empire thing and really go rogue. That would be very interesting to me. Gamers Tavern Show, good to see you. How are you doing? You were curious about this one. Your old podcast partner was the lead designer on the tabletop RPG for Rogue Trader. Oh, that's awesome, Gamers Tavern Show. Have you seen... Cool. Yeah. Have you seen anything from this game so far? I love the setup for the game there. Aha! Difficulty. Now... I don't trust Owlcat's difficulties. Hemi and I were actually discussing this in the car on our way home to play this, is that I don't trust Owlcat the way I trust some other CRPG developers like Larian or Obsidian, in that we were specifically talking about DLCs. I think Owlcat does some weird stuff with DLC, but also their difficulty levels I find to be unfair. I know this is unfair difficulty here.
Well, from myself, only having seen Pathfinder's difficulty, it didn't feel
constant.
Yeah, it felt like there were constant dips and high points of, holy shit, this is crazy difficult. And then the very next fight would be, I didn't even need to be here. One of my companions could have done this on their own. Yeah,
exactly. So let's have a read through everything there is. Whoa, there's so much stuff.
That's a lot. I did read through some of this and then got bored and moved on.
Oh, I see.
Because I went, I don't even know what half of this shit means.
Okay. I do tend to like a slightly more... difficult system, but again, I don't know if I trust Owlcat to make like a fair challenge. So,
I wouldn't go above daring.
Okay. You only played a bit of the Pathfinder games, and they seem to feel the standard tabletop rules was the normal to easy. Exactly! And then there was some wild nonsense at the higher difficulties. And if you didn't know how to build, like, the perfectly min-maxed character, you were screwed.
Well, like, some of these settings, like, party momentum gain modifier. Right now, I don't know what that means. 10 hours in, I could go, holy shit, if we had changed that by 10%, this would be a different game. But I don't know yet.
I also think we'll probably be able to go in and adjust this. In Pathfinder, it was very adjustable. In Gamers Tavern Show, so you've seen nothing of the game yet. Oh, I hope you enjoy. I am going to be going in detail tonight. You also don't know if this is based on the RPG or the war game. Oh, they're different?
Two different things. They are two different things. I believe, and I could be wrong, I believe this is the RPG. So the war game is the thing that my friend did, where you paint the miniatures and you do the whole big armies thing.
Yeah.
The RPG is much more 5e style, where you make a character and that character exists in this universe and you go on an adventure with some friends.
Right, okay. Now, is the rule set still the same between those? Do you know? Totally different. Oh, okay, wild.
Because you're dealing with hundreds and or thousands of units rather than one character.
Right, okay. So, I find it interesting here on normal we seem to be given a little bit of an edge. The enemy unit dodge modifier is down. The party momentum gain is up.
Maybe just daring. I'm fine with daring.
I'm fine with trying daring. It does say it's not recommended for players unfamiliar, but why don't we give it a shot? And if we find it's really just
we'll put it to normal.
Ridiculous. We'll turn some stuff down.
It's encouraging that everything's zeroed out and not plussed at daring.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty daring.
I think we are too. But Pathfinder again did something similar, and you generally wanted to be on normal if you weren't familiar with it. But I'm willing to give this a shot. So game is Tavern Show, that's because that's just Pathfinder 1E. The difficulty was all over the place because it was based on 3.5, yeah. Or 3.x, whatever it was. Yeah, it was a difficult system really to adjust because it's such a munchkin-y system.
Munchkin-y system.
It is. So we've got half cover hit bonuses at 0. Is that different here? Oh, interesting. Party momentum's at nothing. Minimum damage dealt to enemies after... That would be nice to change. No.
Something I do think would be worth changing is the limiting the number of status effects to a certain amount, because all it takes is 2 enemies who can stun, and if that's set to unlimited, we're fucked forever.
Maximum duration for hard crowd control effects on party.
Limit it to like 2 or 3 or something.
I wouldn't mind limiting that, even if we go to 3.
Yeah, just so it's not unlimited.
Yeah.
Even if it was 5, that would still be fine, but just not forever.
So technically that does change us to a custom difficulty, but I think that's still pretty daring. Skill test, modifier difficulty, wounds.
That's more of a narrative thing, I think.
Yeah. Damage required to receive injury is 50%. Oh, I just realized we've got descriptions for all of this.
Yeah.
That's a lot of information. This is great. After falling into a trap or receiving damage that exceeds 50% of their total wounds within 1 round, a character will receive a fresh injury. Injuries reduce the character's resolve if the fresh injury is not healed within 3 rounds using a medkit. It will turn into an old injury. Oh, that's kind of neat. That really encourages you to heal.
It means you look after people rather than going, they're the tank, they have lots of health to lose.
Yeah, I kind of like that, rather than being like, they're not at 0, it's fine.
I do think 50% seems pretty fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Resolve influences how effectively and for how long characters can fight in battle. It determines the amount of momentum gained. We still don't know how momentum is really going to be used, but I suppose we'll find out.
I'm intrigued by space combat.
Now, space combat is something I would like to turn to, like, normal, maybe?
What is it?
Well, we get a ship. I'm going to fight other ships.
Can we fly?
In space. I don't know.
If we're flying, I'm doing that.
I really don't know.
I hope it's flying.
I'm not usually a fan of space combat. We'll leave it there, but I will be very tempted to turn that down if we find that it's annoying or tedious or difficult in any way. Okay, dialogue settings shows skill test DCs and dialogues. I do like to have this kind of stuff on. It is metagamey, but also it's an RPG. Owlcat's not known for rolling with failures. We don't genuinely
live in the universe. It's fine.
Yeah. Experience points gained in dialogue. Oh, intriguing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Notifications about received items. Absolutely. Yeah, all of that, for sure. I wonder if some of those are often higher difficulties. Aha! Character creation!
Though.
Sorry?
Just thinking, what's the point of not telling you whether you're gaining XP or not? It seems weird.
Maybe so you're not picking that option specifically for XP gain or something. Or if you just don't want that showing up in your like dialogue text. Maybe
so it doesn't influence one way or the other?
Yeah, maybe you find that distracting or...
Well...
whatever it might be.
I think we definitely have to go for custom character, right?
Oh, absolutely. I am going to move us down here.
Okay.
Because that seems to be where we're...
We might have to move that a couple times throughout this, because I do remember there's text box on both sides.
Okay. We'll find out. Definitely custom character. I don't like going with other people's characters.
Yeah.
Custom. Create your own rogue trader from scratch. The possibilities are endless. Oh, I don't even know where I want to start. You can choose from a wide variety of abilities and skills. These determine how your character interacts with the world. And you can choose your character's archetype. Each archetype path offers its own unique set of opportunities and challenges, so choose wisely. With all of these customization options at your fingertips, you can create a rogue trader that is one of a kind. Eee! Oh, the UI and the way you have these little buttons move around, it is all so thematically appropriate and visually satisfying. Whoever did the UI design here...
it's great.
Chef's kiss. Amazing. Great job. Portraits! Portraits are the most important part.
This is something I was complaining about in the car.
Yeah.
Your options are cyborg or pirate. And there is nothing else.
Well, you look like a captain.
That's a pirate.
You're a space captain.
That's a pirate.
I mean, that's quite piratey.
That's a pirate.
You're a captain. You're in the military. You've got your badges and your jacket.
That's the one I chose because that was the least piratey.
I see. Okay, so Game & Steven Show, you just checked what you could, and it is loosely based on the tabletop RPG, but apparently doesn't use a lot of rules. Intriguing! That's quite a change for Owlcat, because they so stubbornly translated Pathfinder, like, word for word.
Huh.
And I think it was to the video game's detriment, personally. So, interesting that they've taken a different route here. Unfortunately, you'll be more useless because you've never read the rules, but you might have guessed because you know how Ross approaches design. Okay, well, I mean, it sounds like you will still have a little bit more familiarity with it than us, Game & Steven Show, and we can figure it out as we go. Ooh! Pirate. I like her.
Very Treasure Planet, that one.
Yeah, it is rather, isn't it? I like her. I don't know how I feel about the chainsaw there.
Chainsaws are a big part of 40k.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
People like their chainswords.
I love the decadence in that one. I don't know if it feels like...
She eats Ferrero Rocher.
A captain. Yeah, she does. You didn't like that one?
That's a pirate. It's just more not. Pirate.
It's a captain with skulls. She is nuts. Okay.
Yeah, she is nuts.
That is terrifying. Oh, I like her. I think that might be us.
Yeah?
I like her a lot.
It gives Big Janeway vibes.
Big Janeway vibes, but with a little bit more...
Pimp my Janeway.
Yeah, a little bit more like...
I'd let her violate my Prime Directive.
Oh, no. A little bit more like you'd find her in a seedy bar somewhere.
Oh, I was thinking compact disc bar.
Oh, C, D, no.
Yeah.
Mirror
like, is that cyberpunk? I don't think it is.
Game & Steven Show, everything you've learned about 40k has been against your will. Really? Even though you cover a lot of tabletop stuff.
Oh.
You haven't really been drawn into the 40k universe?
That's Will from Baldur's Gate, but if he were a cyborg pirate. No, not that one. The down and left.
This one?
Down and left.
Down and left.
Again.
Oh, that is totally Will.
Yeah.
If he were cyborg 40k.
Yeah.
Neat. I do like her, but again, not quite the vibe I want from my leader character.
Interesting, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I do like her, though. I like that portrait a lot. That's probably a runner-up.
I think she's my favorite.
Yeah? It's definitely between these two for now. That's neat. That's a nice portrait. It doesn't give much character, though. It's kind of bland. Oh.
It's like Cruella de Vil, but successful.
She's badass. Cool. That's a nice portrait. That is a pirate.
Yeah.
That is straight up a pirate.
And that's a robot.
Oh, that's a cyborg.
That's a robot.
It's a cyborg. In fact, that's probably a psyker, because they're all hooked up to the machines and stuff, right?
It's definitely a psyker. That's also a psyker.
Wow, those are cool portraits. Oh!
She's pretty badass.
She's pretty badass. I like it, with the fake leg and everything. These are some nice portraits. There's not as much variety in terms of hair colors.
I honestly wish there were more psychers. You have 2 psychers in the entire list of, what is this, like 40
I agree.
portraits?
More. I mean, it's not that many portraits. But
how many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4.
A slightly
5,
different
6.
psyker look would
okay,
be
it's
nice.
30 portraits.
She could be a psyker.
Yeah. You know, I don't know enough about the lore to say for sure if they can be just regular people who are also psychic nonsense, or if they have to look like the psychers.
Yeah. See, now, in terms of my leader, she definitely has the vibe.
Yeah.
I like this one, but it's a little bit too lightly robed and more like a magical advisor vibe. I think she's my girl.
Okay.
Gamers Tavern Show miniature war games is something you could get into. You love BattleTech, but between the money and requirement of painting, it's hard to start. That is very understandable. I certainly wouldn't get into the war game version, because that's such a money investment. I can't. And just things investment. I don't have the space to keep things. It's one of the only hobbies you know that requires another completely unrelated hobby to be able to play. That's true. My D&D DM, though, was big into painting miniatures as well. So I guess if you're that kind of person, you're not really bothered. This character model, leagues of an upgrade from...
You can zoom in and out if you desire.
Oh, look at that! Oh my goodness! This is much better. What is this? Oh! Color scheme. Clothes not available yet, no.
Oh, probably means you'll be able to edit clothes later.
Neat! Okay. So, what is... Oh. Right? Body type? Oh.
There's only 2.
She changed.
She
Interesting.
did?
Yeah.
I think maybe all the options got reset to 1, and 1 is no hair.
Okay. Makes sense. So we want kind of... That's a nice face.
It is.
That kind of fits. That's not quite right.
Oh. It's very...
That's actually all right. Let's put hair on it. I find hair makes a big difference for a face.
On this creature we have developed.
So I want a cool... Oh, some of the awful hairstyles from Pathfinder carried over. Ooh. No, that's not right, is it? That's
close.
Nice
I'd say
hair.
that's pretty good.
That's good enough.
I think the one on the far right of that row could be worth a look.
It's nice.
No,
it needs a different face. I do not like this face.
You tell like the handsome Squidward face?
Okay, let's have a look at this hair.
Whoa. That would match that one that was lots of pomp and excess.
Right? Oh, this is beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay, I love that. I'm going with that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You don't like it?
It's your character.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not a fan, but it's your character. It's not what I like.
Yeah, well, both playing it.
Yeah, but I'll have my own character at some point.
That's true.
And then I'll tell you to go away when I'm customizing that one.
This is the problem with portraits that aren't based on the options in Character Creator. Is that there's nothing that really fits properly.
Agreed, yeah.
And all of these are like the ugly Pathfinder hairstyles. It's just not quite right. I need something that looks very put together. That's probably the closest. The one that popped in as default looked pretty close. Which one was that?
I can't remember even.
This could be all right. Let me give her hair color that's a little more fitting.
That's close.
That's close enough. There we go, that's it. And...
it's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say that's my favorite, actually.
Yeah, I quite like that.
Oh.
It looks like it can be pulled up into that bun very easily. Okay, so now to find a face that fits.
Handsome Squidward.
I like the face. It just looks weird with the hair. Is that just me?
I'm not a fan of that one.
No? I also feel like she
The skin tone options were not great. I did find that.
Oh, yeah. Pale seems to be her vibe.
Yeah. The aristocracy of 40k probably doesn't see the sun very much.
Yeah, that's not a bad face.
Can you zoom in anymore?
That seems quite fitting. Oh, body! Does body change how the face looks? It does.
Oh, wow.
That's a little emaciated.
Oh, keep her eyes image.
I like the chonk. Oh, it's a little too chonky.
That's... yeah.
Okay, I think we go with default, standard. The portrait was season 1, Janeway with the bun. Well, this is season 5, yes!
Yeah.
When she gives up on the bun. Oh, this is getting better and better. Okay, so I like face 7. Seems kind of fitting for the haughty look. That's a little too friendly.
That one's good.
That's nice.
I think that was my favorite so far.
The eyebrows are a bit thick. Oh my goodness. Did I just accidentally skip all the way to the end?
I think so. I like that one, but it doesn't suit the portrait as much.
It doesn't suit the portrait. Meh. That was the one we were just saying the eyebrows are a bit much, but the face is nice.
I think 9. 9's my favorite.
9's your favorite?
Again, this is just my input. I'm not saying you have
what was mine that I liked? 6.
I think you liked 7.
7, yeah. Yeah, I think 7's my favorite.
7 it is.
9's too smiley.
Yeah, well, that's why I like it. I like the friendly ones. I want her to step on me, but also be friendly about it.
I see. 10 is nice. Bushy eyebrows, but I like the face itself.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I don't mind bushy eyebrows, it's just that the portrait doesn't
Well, I
have
certainly
bushy.
hope not, because you live with me.
Yeah. I guess this one also has very bushy eyebrows, doesn't it?
They all kind of do.
Yeah. I hadn't noticed that as much.
They're all a little Mediterranean.
I think I like 10.
Okay. 10
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. 10 it is. Tattoos!
I was underwhelmed by the tattoos, because you can't choose both arms at any point. You can only choose left or right.
Oh, that's an interesting choice.
Oh.
What would she potentially have?
And there's 5 different pages.
Oh, there are?
Well, look.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
Oh no, you can select multiple.
Oh, neat.
So you could have done both arms.
Could have done both arms.
I've been a fool.
Oh, cool.
Okay, well now I know what I'm doing for my psyker when I get him.
Nice. We can have lots of tattoos.
Well, you could just cover up one arm entirely in black ink.
That's very cool.
You can't choose the color, speaking of.
Okay. That's... Oh, yeah. I mean, I find colors that aren't black look weird as tattoos.
They
unless
all
it's
kind
red.
of end up looking like shades of dark ink rather than vibrant colors.
Yeah. I find that even in real life. I don't particularly like colorful tattoos.
I'm not well versed enough to really offer an opinion one way or another.
No.
I don't have any. I don't care. People are like, "You want to see my tattoo?" I go, "I'll look because it's in my face now." But yeah, I never would have cared if it wasn't.
I don't mind seeing other people's tattoos. I just don't have an interest in getting any myself. I definitely feel like she would have something. I just don't know.
Could give her a tramp stamp.
No.
Oh.
What it would be. I kind of
What
like
is the thing around the eyes on the top row?
thing around the eyes. This?
Yeah. Oh gosh.
It's the Sith look.
Yeah, it's not the greatest.
No.
Oh, that's a tattoo.
I don't mind the beauty mark there.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts as a tattoo, but it's all right.
Yeah. Sonic, hello. You're curious about the game? We are going to be... yeah, same. I know nothing. We've just got in. I'm going to be combing through Character Creator, see all of our options.
We're making ourselves a Captain Shaneway.
Yes, I really like our little portrait here. I like that we can hover over it and get the big version right there. That's really neat. But yes, we've only been in Character Creator so far. So far, though, I'm loving the UI. You can definitely tell the bones of it are the bones of previous Owlcat games. But Character Creator is definitely, so far, a bit of an upgrade from the Pathfinder Character Creators, if you've played those. What about yourself, Sonic? Have you played any? Or sorry, you said you were curious about it, so I assume not. But have you seen anything else?
The character creation is definitely one of my favorite things that I've seen of the game thus far. Again, not that I've played anymore, but just going through the backstory parts of it that come after the appearance makes it so much more fun. Because there's a huge difference between headcanoning, oh, they're probably from this world and they have this background and they have these flaws, versus it being in the systems of the game and having relevancy to what your character ends up becoming functionally. That makes it so much better. Yeah,
absolutely. Oops. I really do like that they've separated the tattoos out like this and we can put a bunch on.
I thought it was you pick your one tattoo.
Your one little tattoo. I don't know. This one, I'm getting way too in my own head about this, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
I'd say pick your favorite one and like just leave it at
this one. It looks like a brooch.
Okay, get that and leave it.
Let's leave it there. So you haven't seen anything about it, Sonic. Interesting. So what's got you curious? Oh, augmentation! No,
yeah, you can give her the red eye thing.
We need an eye.
Yeah, that's definitely in there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's see. That's not quite it. Ooh. An eye. That's not quite what I'm after. That's closer. We could definitely work with that.
I do remember there was a way of doing that. I remember selecting the eye from me and going, I'd rather not.
Oh, interesting. That's on the other side?
Maybe...
I'm not seeing an eye.
Can you... Oh, never mind. Yeah.
So, Sonic, pretty much nothing. You're a fan of Warhammer story stuff. Oh, fantastic. We may need to ask you stuff as we go.
Hey, Kaino.
Did you see that right? Yes, you can have 5 tattoos on. Hello, Kaino. Oh, it's good to see you. How are you doing? And I'm pretty sure the answer to that is not great, but it's still good to see you.
Yeah. I assume that's because you two have talked and you're not just being like...
No, I've been seeing some of Kaino's updates about what's happening. But...
Imagine if... Oh, I haven't seen you in ages. You look like shit, anyway.
That's not what I meant, I'm sorry. I think that's probably as close as I'm going to get by the looks.
It's migrating. It went from her eye to her forehead.
Yeah. It maybe, we can't see behind her hair. Maybe
it's like one of those, like, jeweler's loops that, like, flips up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a cyborg eye. She was just really interested.
Yeah, exactly. I like, again, that you can have multiple. That's really cool. Just nice additions. Hanging in there, got a group of offline friends helping you through. Oh, I'm glad. That's a big one, Kaino. I'm glad to hear it. So, Shane, what's your sleep schedule?
It's pretty good.
Sorry, what was that?
Watch and learn.
I like that.
The large batteries.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's really nice.
The higher will
No.
At us. All hands, prepare for acceleration.
That would be a good Janeway.
It would.
Macro cannons. Fire.
All right.
Okay.
Blood and mayhem shall be our anthem.
Not quite.
Mad female.
Gaze upon the powers of the veil. Madness conquers the void.
That's your psycho.
Excuse you. Rude.
The sleep schedule is probably more or less ours now. Oh, so you're saying you might be around for Smite when we come back from work? Is that what you're saying, kind of? But Shane, that must be...
Don't let her suck you in.
That must be quite tough for you.
I did fine. I'll see you destroyed.
I think
Challenges make the spoils that much sweeter.
I like that one the best.
I think I like bold more, but pragmatic is definitely a close second.
Keep your wits about you.
Also, I have no
deserve the
idea what's
profit
going
and a
on,
taste
Kaino,
for
but I hope you're doing
adventure.
okay. It sounds like it's something sleep related.
Lay in the course.
I think I like bold more.
Yeah?
Yeah. Mostly because she's talking about ship things and she's Janeway in my head.
I always keep my options open.
I like that one better.
Go for
I
it.
find the bold one a little bit too... sounding. It does! Listen to it.
My tactics are flawless.
Okay, that not so
I need
much.
to investigate.
Neither that one.
I'll see you
There.
destroyed.
I'll see you destroyed.
Yeah.
It's got... no, he's not quite
Time
right.
to reap the spoils of the battle.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. I'm very pleased with this.
Yeah, see, here's the lore part of it that comes in. See, Death World is because Flewt's dying.
Oh! I would love to read about the Death World as soon as I enlisted. Woo!
Speaking
sorry.
of, on Death Worlds, the plants, beasts, and sometimes even the environment itself take aggressive and destructive forms inimical to human life. Whilst exceptionally difficult to colonize, many Death Worlds possess valuable resources that require an outpost or other human presence upon the planet's surface to harvest. These harsh environments result in some of the hardiest and most resilient populations in the galaxy. Those tested and found wanting die young.
Ooh.
It's Australia.
It's Australia. It really is. I do kind of like that. I feel like she could have clawed her way through surviving. So we get survival instinct once per combat. When the wounds of a Death World character drop below 30%. So wounds sounds like it's their health pool.
More or less, yeah.
They gain 20% of their maximum wounds as temporary wounds.
Temporary health,
That's
yeah.
a very weird way of wording that. But if we replace wounds with HP, this makes a lot of sense.
It does, it does.
Death World characters also gain a 20% bonus to dodge and armor while they have at least one temporary wound from any source.
So while you have temp HP,
Temp
you're
HP.
slightly dodgier.
That's such a weird way of putting it, because if I just read you have one temporary wound,
That sounds
it
bad.
sounds like it's bad. It sounds like I should constantly be missing health. Or I have like a healing scratch or something.
Yeah. Or it sounds like something permanent that you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I'm constantly wounded. Even if I'm being healed, I'm wounded.
Yeah, it does. Characteristic modifiers, we lose intelligence.
Well, yeah, we're Australian.
And fellowship. You're a menace. My goodness.
Very good.
So hold on. So strength is how physically strong a character is, affects damage with melee weapons. Okay, so that's pretty
Baldur's Gate
standard.
strength.
Okay. Each bonus point of strength, characters deal 1 additional damage with melee weapons. Okay, so it's hugely important. Toughness defines how easy... I don't think I want to be fully melee.
What are you trying to go for? Just
I don't know.
archetype? Okay.
I think I want to be either like a shotgunny character, or something.
Just from what I understand, by the way, it's very much like 5e in the way that ranged and melee, one isn't clearly better. It's not like ranged is you can shoot the guy in the head and no one ever gets near you. It's much more balanced than that. So there is the melee or short or medium ranged option should you desire.
Okay, cool. Hello, Crimson, how are you doing? What is our mortal existence if not a wound we cannot heal? Oof. It's too late for that kind of thinking, Crimson. That's too existential for this hour of night.
Yeah. We're barely holding on to consciousness as it is. We've been fed food and dessert and now have a video game to play.
Exactly. Sonic, you think wounds is just your health. Weird to call it wounds. It is, isn't it? It's a weird way to think about it. But...
And the more we're saying it, the more I'm getting sort of a jamais vu that the word wounds means nothing at this point.
Yeah, I know what you're feeling.
The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking wounds and hounds
and they
should be pronounced so it should be wounds or hoons. Sorry. And then Crimson says, sorry to bring that grim outlook to the cheery world of Warhammer. Okay, fine. You got us there, Crimson. Freddie! How are you doing? Did you guys have end of year work do also? No, we had a catch up with friends of ours. Yeah, we went to go have fish and chips on the beach.
And it was
lovely.
Which is
a very down under thing to do. And it was very relaxing. Because while everyone was eating, I decided to lie on the sand and stare up at everyone's chins.
Yeah. So did you have a Christmas do on, Freddie? So toughness, I assume, is a bit like constitution, defines how easily a character can shrug off injuries. So injuries are different to wounds.
Yes. Injuries are the things that happen after a certain amount of your HP has been taken at once.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
And there's new wounds and old wounds.
As well as resisting toxins, poisonous environments. Yeah, so it's like a con save. It increases chance of resisting negative physical effects and, the amount of character's HP. I am going to just replace wounds with HP.
A lot of the time, yeah. Because it's the same thing.
Same thing. I just feel like that's easier to understand.
It also affects the carouse skill.
Carouse? This skill is affected by the toughness. It represents the ability to resist negative effects applied by stimulations. Alcohol may give access to new dialogue options.
Carouse.
Okay. I think it's carouse. Freddie, you had a Christmas do. You ate way too much food, didn't dance at all, and made really bad covers of songs being played. So, was it a karaoke Christmas do? What happened, Freddie?
That'd be hilarious.
Exactly, Crimson. I've got all my wounds. Is that good?
I am full up on wounds right now, guys.
That's such a weird way to say that. Talents. Wait, are these normal talents I get from Deathworld, or are these like unlockable later?
I don't know.
We get this as a feature.
Yeah.
So this makes us a lot tougher.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I want to go in that direction yet, but I like the backstory for it. Agility
feels like Dex.
Dex allows your character to manipulate delicate explosives with finesse, keep their footing when crossing terrain. Yeah, okay, it's Dex. Improves initiative, dodge chance, reaction.
It really is Dex.
Yeah, it totally is. And affects demolition. Okay. Intelligence is the measure of a character's acumen, reason, and knowledge. It affects lore of all sorts, logic, Medicae, and tech use skill. I do like going an intelligence-y character. And fellowship represents a character's ability to interact with other creatures, deceive, harm, so it's charm. Or charisma. Affects persuasion, coerce, and commerce skill. Okay.
Charisma.
Yeah, these seem to translate reasonably well.
And then there should be another one.
Let's see. Willpower?
Willpower, that's the warp one. Yeah. Psychic powers, yeah.
Affects a character's ability to withstand the horrors of the warp, the terrors of space, and the dreadful opponents they are bound to encounter in the Coronis Expanse. High willpower allows a character to exert control over a crowd. Interesting. Okay, so this one doesn't translate to D&D terms so well. Or interrogate a heretic. So this is different to Fellowship. It also increases the chance of resisting negative mental effects and psychic powers. Interesting. It's like
I think it's closest to wisdom, but it's also not quite.
It's also slightly charismatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Dex, King of Stats? Yeah, that's the one, Crimson. That's lifeblood of Warhammer, making friends and personal connections. Yeah, is that not what we're here for?
Well, one big support group for each other.
I've come to make friends with the galaxy.
Oh.
So, sorry, I just wanted to have a look at this. The thing is, I don't know.
Those just seem purely passives. They're not individual cool things.
Conditions ignored. That seems pretty decent. Wounded Beast. Every injury increases the death. I feel like these might be talents that are unlocked. It seems weird to start with this much stuff.
We'll have to find out.
I guess so. Let's go through and see what things appeal to me the most first, and then we'll dig in. Maybe the real Imperium is the friends we burned for heresy along the way. Oh, that's good, Crimson. Voidborn are humans birthed in the belly of a void vessel, or born aboard an ancient orbital satellite. I mean, that sounds badass. Those who have...
Oh, yeah, actually, it gets onto that. Okay, never mind.
Those who've lived their lives on void ships become inured to some extent due to the reality-altering process of warp travel and to living in low or zero-gravity environments. Inured? In many cases, their features are drawn and their skin pallid. They may even have minor deformities or a strangeness to their speech, gait, or general appearance that sets them apart.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if you're born in 0 Gs, there's no way your skeleton is forming properly. And your spine, no, that's all going to be screwed up forever.
I mean, that sounds pretty cool. You get Fortune. A Voidborn character can reroll any failed attack, dodge, parry, characteristic, or skill test.
How often?
With a 20% chance of success. Chance cannot be greater. Any enemy dodge or parry against a Voidborn character has a 20% chance to fail after. Is that just all the time? Because that seems
right-click it.
Crazy good. It doesn't.
If you could just do that all the time, that's insane.
That seems very good.
Anyone in chat, do you know if that's all the time? Do you constantly gain advantage? Because that's I know it's 20%
chance,
but still,
it's an additional chance when you've already failed.
That's plus 20% on everything.
Yeah,
that's huge. And that's not just narrative, that's attacks and dodges and stuff.
That seems very, very good.
Willpower and strength.
Willpower and intelligence I like a lot. I feel like those are good commander kind of traits.
I feel like this is what my character is going to be.
Yeah? I like that a lot.
Walking around like the Hunchback in Notre Dame, but with like super high charisma, so he's giving you like eyebrow waggles while he's like limping around going, "Does my lady like the humps I bring to the table?"
Gross.
It does say any. That's true, so it could be any, but it's going to be impossible to say unless we get in and try it.
It just seems fair. Maybe it's not as good as it sounds, but it sounds very good.
It could be, but I haven't seen anything about short rests, and it could very well be that there are short rests. We just don't know yet.
But it doesn't say like in BG3 or D&D, it'll specifically say once per.
But as we saw with Pathfinder, sometimes there are limitations that it just doesn't tell you about.
That's true. Fairly certain it is really any. I mean, that sounds great.
Using a non-damaging ability on an ally grants that ally the ability to reroll any failed.
It passes on your fortune.
For 1 round. Holy fuck, that's good.
Wow.
That's so good.
This could be an amazing support character.
It's like Bard advantage, whatever that's called. I've forgotten.
Yeah.
Just all the time. Anytime you do anything. I feel like that's a more supporty thing.
All chances of all creatures, including enemies, increase by 10%. Wow.
Holy shit, that's really strong.
That seems really cool until they get damaged, and then not so much, but cool.
Tell you what, if you wouldn't mind keep reading, I'm just gonna go grab a muffin, I think.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Sure. Crimson, alter reality, but only after you've had a nice nap. Ah, that is very D&D, yes. Cutting words is one. I don't think it's what we were thinking of in terms of the bard stuff. Press the right mouse button to expand. Yes, yeah, I tried that, but this is as much as it expands, and it doesn't seem to give us more than was showing here. Bloody Mace, anytime a Voidborn character scores a critical hit, there's 10% chance to double the damage. This just seems nutty, like... Good stuff. The Voidborn character has a 20% chance to survive after suffering lethal damage. Anytime an ability or talent uses the fellowship bonus, a Voidborn character can instead use intelligence if it's higher. Neat. This sounds like an amazing support or like director type character. Additionally, Voidborn characters can always upgrade intelligence, even if their archetype does not allow it. Oh, this is going to be nuts. I don't even know what archetypes are. Do they say after Origin Advancement, Crimson? So you suspect you won't get them all at once. Oh, it does very specifically say right here. I'm not gonna lie, I wish this little text came under the talents heading. Yeah, after Origin Advancement. You're right. Okay, so the talents come later. I don't know what Origin Advancement means. We'll find out. But good to know. You don't start with all of those, which makes a lot of sense. Hive World. A hive world's population is so dense that great swaths of the surface of the world are frequently covered in gargantuan cities, bejeweled with towering spires that pierce the atmosphere. Hive worlds are vital to the welfare of the Imperium, and are the beating heart of its economy and war machine. They produce munitions for the Emperor's army and vast manufactories, mine valuable materials, and refine fuel for the Imperial Navy. Innumerable regiments of the Astra Militarum are raised from their massive populations. Astra Militarum, is that the military? Juicy. This is deep. Juicy. Juicy and crunchy don't really go together, but crunchy character creation, kind of. There is so much going on here, it's very exciting. The juiciest character creation is in Mega Traveler. So juicy your character can die before you finish making them. Are you serious, Crimson? What kind of game is Mega Traveler? Oh, we get fellowship and agility, but less willpower with Hive World. I feel like I could work with Hive World. It's not my favorite, but we could make it work. Hive World characters gain maths. 1 plus fel bonus. Oh, fellowship bonus. Divide by 2. Resolve. If there are 3 or more creatures in a 3-cell radius. Yet they suffer -2 penalty to resolve with no creatures around. So they kind of want to be close to allies, maybe enemies as well. Camaraderie. Hive World characters can pass willpower resistance tests using their fellowship value instead. Okay, so they want to be speccing fellowship. Outnumber. If a Hive World character has melee superiority against the enemy, the effect is increased. This is a very give and take kind of character. All ranged weapons dealing physical damage have +1 damage, +5% armor pen, +1 rate of fire, -5 to recoil. That seems very good. Helping Hand. If a Hive World character starts their turn adjacent to an ally character, that Hive World character gains 2 MP. What is MP? Movement points. Oh! Starts their turn adjacent to an ally character, they get more movement. sorry, what? If they start their turn adjacent to an ally character, that Hive World character gains +2 movement points. So 2 squares. If a Hive World character ends their turn adjacent to allies, they all gain +2 MP on their next turn. That seems very, very cool. Game is Tavern Show tabletop RPG. It's the original expanded edition of Traveller, Mega Traveller. You can't die in character creation anymore in the new editions. I've never heard of it, but that sounds like a wild time.
Hello.
Hello.
I have medicine.
So Crimson, in older editions of Mega Traveller, character generation was mainly a matter of rolling your military service record. You could be killed in combat, or if injured, die on the operating table.
Oh my gosh.
Right? So you just give up on that character and start again. That's quite funny. I hope you do just get to start again. I imagine it wouldn't be very fun if that was just you out of the campaign then. Forge worlds are the domain of Adeptus Mechanicus. Entire planets ceded to the demands... Mechanicus, sorry. Ceded to the demands of vast macro industries. Each is a manufacturing supercomplex of unimaginable capacity and power. Over the millennia, different forge worlds have become especially renowned for philosophies or ways of war. These are often colored by the technologies they specialize in manufacturing. The bulk of a forge world's population is utilized as a labor force, whilst the fortunate few may be inducted into the ranks of Adeptus Mechanicus.
Sorry, the pronunciations for this I only know a little tiny bit because I played 40k Darktide.
Yeah.
So sometimes I've heard these things even if I don't know what they are.
Now, this is interesting. Forge World doesn't get a feature. What? Does everything else get a feature? Why does Forge World not get a feature?
Does it get more talents? It gets 5 of them. Maybe they're better.
5? I mean, everyone else gets 5. We did also see the following features will be available after Origin Advancement, so these definitely come later. Gamers Tavern Show, If Life... Oh, sorry. Traveller was the original zipping through space doing sci-fi stuff RPG. Crazy. There are so many tabletop RPGs I've just never heard of. So you'd roll on a table for your childhood, adolescence, young adulthood, and you'd get traits based on it, like increased attributes or gear or missing an eye, or aging 50 years. Damn, you go through a whole adventure before you even start the game.
Wow.
That does sound kind of fun, just in like a... You have to be very willing to go with the dice rolls there, instead of having a very specific character in mind. I was going to say, I could mess with Forge World. It's not my favorite, but I also like some elements of it. But not having a feature seems like a downside. Anyway, Pinnacle of Weaponry, the first attack in combat with any plasma, melter, or power weapon, deals additional damage equal to int bonus. I like that. Forge World gets new tab on top where you choose a feature. Oh, is that because it's based on the manufacturing type? Thank you, Somna. I really appreciate you pointing that out.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's big. That was about to be a huge
Can you go to a different
factor.
one quick? Because I want to see if that tab is still there for other ones.
Oh. No.
No.
So that's Forge World specific. Neat. Very cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So do you guys know much about Warhammer 40k? I have watched There's a guy I follow on YouTube and I can't remember his name, but he did a 30-minute long lore primer video specifically for stuff for this game. So I know a very small amount, enough to have an idea of the setting. Hemi knows a little bit more than me,
but not by much. I've played 40k Darktide. I have a couple of friends who are very knowledgeable about the setting, so I've absorbed some via osmosis, but I have very little first-hand experience. None, in fact, outside of Darktide.
It's well hidden, isn't it, Crimson? You played a bit of Warhammer 39k.
I can't tell if you're fucking with us and that's actually a thing.
Is that actually a thing?
I don't trust this.
I don't trust that at all.
Surely there'd be a 41k at this point then.
Yeah. good game,
That'd be a
Darktide.
fascinating way of doing versions of the same game. Like, instead of 5e, it becomes 1,000 years later. The rules have changed.
Oh, that would be interesting, wouldn't
That'd be
it?
pretty cool. Every time there's an update to the rule set, another 1,000 years pass.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. I'm excited about that thought, actually.
That would work pretty well. Yeah, Hemi had a great time with Darktide. Just shout.
I still do. I would love to jump into it right now because it's just a fun game and I enjoy it. I'm sure playing this will actually make me really want to play it again.
It probably will. Yeah, all your lightning.
Oh, yeah.
Just shout heresy at people and shoot them while shouting blood for the blood god. That does sound like the equivalent of the primer that we got, Gamers Tevin Show. Do not do this in front of an inquisitor. Oh, blood for the blood god? That does sound like a good way to be labeled a heretic. At least from what I understand. So I like this. Pinnacle of weaponry, first attack in combat. I guess it's only your first attack that's not actually as strong as I was thinking.
No.
For the remainder of combat, the bonus damage is decreased to int bonus divided by 2. That's not bad. That's a nice little bonus to damage.
It's not huge, though.
No.
Not as much as advantage on every roll forever.
Yeah, better in combat maybe, just damaging wise. Lux, hello, you just got home and bought the game. Oh, exciting,
excellent.
Lux.
Same boat.
Yes, exactly. We literally, it's very late at night for us.
Yeah,
but we've only just got home. Well, I say just.
Well, yeah, we had to run out as soon as we got home, so.
We have been streaming for an hour now, but still.
Still not even halfway through character creation.
Yeah, I'm distracted. As cool as Darktide is, Sonic, you prefer the fantasy version Vermintide. What's your thoughts?
Personally, I do as well. I played Vermintide a lot, for hundreds of hours in fact, and I loved it. But it had some hard limitations from what I enjoy out of a game that make me like Darktide more. For instance, if I wanted to play a fire mage, I had to constantly be killing myself. If I wanted to play, a guy wielding an axe, I had to be short as shit. Like, those sorts of weird little things that made me go, okay, I could be doing what I want, but I have to take a downside. Whereas Darktide is very much just go nuts. There are no downsides for a lot of the time I've been playing. There aren't even cooldowns. So it's been pretty insane.
Craziness. Yeah. But, I can totally see where you're coming from with that, Sonic. I think Hemi just has very specific preferences, specifically for the...
Oh, yeah.
Being able to use the
Vermintide.
magic. Yeah. D&D did that one time, Game of Seven Show, by advancing the timeline 100 years between 3rd and 4th. Oh, it did not go over well because only elves could still be alive. I guess if you've got canonical characters that are supposed to be running around, that makes sense.
But as someone who doesn't know anything about the actual lore of 5e, only the rules set,
Yeah. But I guess there are a lot of people.
Oh, I'm sure there are. It's just, from my end, the reason I was so excited about it is mainly because of the setting that I care about rather than the characters.
Yeah, I think it could be cool. But you're right, for 5e probably doesn't work as well. And Sonic, you're waiting till tomorrow or Monday to buy the game. I think that is a fine idea. Maybe let a quick day 1 or day 2 patch roll out.
Yeah, make sure it's not completely broken.
Yeah. And Crimson reminds you of a neat bonus gun you could get in Mass Effect 3. It operated on the no longer used physics of Mass Effect 1. Oh, with the, with overheat instead of cartridges, right? And Lux, you've been coaching archery. You're looking for a location to compete at. Wow, that's exciting, Lux. Have you found anything? So there was a lot of shenanigans getting fan favorite characters alive again in the 5e era. Oh, and that's what happened with Minsk. Right. Okay, so there's some wild stuff going on with lore stuff, D&D wise. 'Tis the age of custom characters in Warhammer games, Sonic. I'm so excited to actually finally understand all of this at some point and then discuss it with people. And Crimson, the fictional characters you don't know were replaced by totally different characters I don't know. That is how we feel a little bit with D&D. Try telling marketing that Drizzt is dead so you can't make t-shirts of it anymore. I totally understand. When you've got canonical characters like D&D has, and people who are invested in them, then that makes things difficult. But for very casual players of D&D who usually homebrew their worlds, we certainly wouldn't have noticed. But I do understand there would have been big implications regarding that. And Lux, you found a restaurant in the mountains. They had a good spot. You asked if they'd let you, and they agreed. Good job, Lux. Exciting.
Very nice. I miss archery.
Yeah, me too. Good times.
Yeah. So easy to hunt criminals like that.
Shadowrun setting kind of does that too, Gamers Devonshire. The setting advances year for year so that it started in 2050, but it's now 2084. I think that's really cool.
Whoa.
But the setting probably does have to be established to do that from the get-go. Wow, very cool. Crimson, you killed Minsk in BG1? Damn. So here are the Forge World options. We can get Forge World characters gain a 10 plus int bonus percentage to critical hit chance.
Whoa,
that seems very cool.
Plus 10 plus int bonus Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah.
I feel like this is a very heavily combat weapon focused character. Like there's some cool stuff I think you could build.
What is AGI?
Here. Agility, I think. Agility bonus.
Okay.
So Forge World characters gain agility bonus, movement points, and dodge. Okay. And then toughness and armor. So you can go all in on the weapons or do something a little bit more dodge, survival orientated. This is neat. I think this could be very cool.
I ended up liking Imperial World the most.
Okay, let's see. An Imperial World is one of 1 million planets united by belief in the immortal God Emperor. Okay, so that seems very standard 40k stuff. Hailing from hyper-technological societies to grimy feudal populations, the inhabitants of countless worlds are fealty and devotion to the master of humanity and the imperial creed espoused by his servants. The designation Imperial World encompasses a vast array of wholly dissimilar worlds that are nevertheless part of the Imperium. Oh, Crimson, you killed Drizzt in BG1? Oh my goodness. Oh, the Shadowrunners thing wasn't intentional, but they rolled with it, Gamers Devonshire.
Oh.
Intriguing.
It's pretty cool of them, actually.
Yeah. Lux, you love the world of 40k. Everyone's just an asshole and no one is good. I find it interesting. There are some people who really loved that scenario.
There was, in that lore video that Flewt showed me, it did say very clearly, there are no good guys. There are merely the guys you are on the side of.
Which,
yeah, that was an intriguing one for me.
It is intriguing. I'm interested to see how that's implemented in this very RPG scenario. Is it going to be like Obsidian's Tyranny, where yes, you're working for the bad guys, but you can do a lot of really good things, and then and then eventually turn on the system you previously worked for? Or is it going to be like, we will constantly work for the system, but we can be flexible within that? Or we just go fully into it.
I find it would be hard to do in a video game, and again, I guess we'll see, but without a clearly defined, these are the good guys, go fight the bad guys, it implies a lot of player choice and narrative branching that would be hard to do.
Well, that's what I think is really exciting and tantalizing about the opportunities that might be there. It'll be interesting to see how Owlcat actually handles it.
Agreed, yeah.
Oh, Gamers Devonshire, if you kill Drizzt in BG1, he shows back up in BG2 with no explanation, and he's pissed. That's quite funny. If someone says they like a faction because they're the good guys, that's a red flag. Makes sense?
I hadn't thought about that. That's hilarious.
It is, isn't it? And Lux, the whole concept of the God Emperor is that he wanted to abolish religion. I do find that fascinating. We did get a bit of a lore primer about that, and I think that is an awesome premise for a very complex world that has formed. And again, yeah, makes it an intriguing setting in that you've got this person who is leading humanity, trying to abolish religion, and now he's sitting there as a corpse emperor, god, and people have turned him into a deity. And Lux, you're a space wolf man yourself? A drunk Viking space wolves. It's not my vibe, but I understand the appeal.
It just reminds me of those videos that have been recommended to me on YouTube that are like, the lo-fi chill music for wolves only watch if you're a wolf. That's all I can think of. It's just a bunch of space marines chilling to vibes and beats to study to.
Yeah.
In wolf ears. With little tails.
Putting a lot of thought into it.
Yeah, space marine furries is hilarious.
It is quite funny. There are a lot of red flags among Warhammer fans. I have heard that a little bit, Hippophant. Also, good to see you. Yes, I've heard some things about the more extreme Warhammer fans, which I guess comes with the territory. So the Imperial world, sorry. What?
Lo-fi beats to incinerate heretics.
Oh, excellent.
That was wonderful.
Yeah. Sonic, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. It's good having you here tonight. GW? Guild Wars? Has done a lot of work recently to check out... I don't feel like we were talking about Guild Wars. What does GW stand for, Gamers Tevin Show? There are two kinds of Warhammer fans, the rich and the people that are broke.
Oh, God. Oh.
I understand that. Games Workshop, thank you.
That makes more sense, though.
Yeah, okay. There we go.
We've played too many MMOs. GW means Guild Wars.
Yeah, we have been on an MMO binge recently. Games Workshop makes Warhammer and Warhammer 40k. Good to know. Thank you. I wasn't very familiar with.
Now that you say that, I instantly recognize it, but just not being super familiar.
And they've done a lot of work to chase out toxic elements. I don't know how you would.
I have heard that, actually.
Yeah? Do you think it's successful, what they're doing?
I don't know enough. I know that they have intentionally made the lore less hard, like, unless you do and follow these specific things, you're doing it wrong. It's more of a, this kind of happens, sort of, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Which I find interesting.
That is interesting.
What's up?
Just reading the Gamers Tevin Show. I'm not going to comment on that because I don't want to get particularly political here, but that's a yikes.
Yeah.
Anyway, this game has brought out a bunch of Girls Can't Be Space Marine oh, that's...
Man.
Yeah, okay.
People need to watch Captain Jade. She's the fucking best. Or have a femship.
Femship all the way. So, Imperial World characters can select any characteristic. What's a characteristic?
It's just a bonus to a stat.
Oh, basic parameters. Each characteristic... Okay. I feel like that could have been worded more simply. Except for weapon skill or ballistic skill, and add a +10 bonus. Okay. Characteristic sounds like maybe skill check stuff in D&D. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ready to serve. When an Imperial World character is affected by an ally's non-damaging ability, or affects an ally with such an ability, their resolve is increased. Yeah, okay. By Fell... Oh, now hold on a second. Imperial World also gets some stuff.
Yeah, because you choose whichever the stats you're adding. It's very simplistic.
So we get... I
ended up choosing willpower because I wanted a psyker nodes.
Right. So Fell is fellowship.
Because I like psychers. Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
Oh, I do.
Now I know. So they just get a straight +10 instead of a couple of like +5s and a minus, which is interesting. Better to die for the Emperor. While under 40% wounds, Imperial characters gain a +10 bonus to all characteristics and a +2 to resolve. That's just solid. That's very good. You don't know 40k lore that much, and you know that's bullshit, Gamers Tevin Show. I tend to agree. Characteristics or attributes. Okay, gotcha. Thank you, sir.
Good to know.
Hemi was on On point there. I apologize for doubting.
I'm used to it.
Yeah. Basic parameters which define a character's skill scores is impressively devoid of information, right? Like, I needed more information about what you were talking about, and you haven't clarified anything. Okay, no heresy. Imperial World characters gain plus 10% crit chance and 10% armor. Against Xenos or demonic creatures, allies gain half the bonuses. However, Imperial World characters lore, Xenos and lore warp is 0. No. Does anyone know, are these guaranteed stuff that we get, or do we pick from them as we level up?
I think it would be hard to know, seeing as how it only launched
it's only
12
just
hours
launched.
ago. I don't think anyone's gone that far in the trees yet. Although there was early access.
It was playable, in early access.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Descriptions are providing information.
Yeah, exactly, Hippophant.
Very accurate.
Owlcat can be a bit wordy. Doing my part. If no other character in the current party has the same archetype, the first use of any abilities from this archetype cost -1 AP. That seems...
Meh.
I mean, sure, meh. Stronger together, all allies, excluding Xenos in the current party, gain +5 to the same characteristic.
I feel like the Forge World
I'm not
one...
sold on... Yeah, Forge World seems better for, like, a straight-up attacker.
Yeah, although we haven't seen Fortress yet.
Yeah, Fortress World.
Never stop shooting. Very good.
Fortress worlds are planets where the entire populace is immersed in warfare. They constantly train for the day that they may be called upon to defend the Imperium, a charge they solemnly uphold. Fortress worlds are established as bulwarks against the enemy. Every citizen is a soldier, trained to fight from the moment they can handle a weapon.
They're Klingons.
Sonic, that you don't know, barely into Warhammer tabletop RPG books as it is, so you've got nothing. That's all right. Totally understand. I think we're all a little bit going into this.
We're all going to figure it out.
Head first, yeah. So, we get Never Stop Shooting. Each time a Fortress World character kills an enemy, they gain +10 stacks of Never Stop Shooting. At the start of their turn, there is a stacks that never stop shooting % chance that the first attack this round will cost 0 HP. And will not count towards the attack limit per round. That seems very cool. If this effect triggers, all the stacks are lost.
That makes sense.
Still, that's very powerful.
Yeah.
We get...
It really changes the action economy.
It does, doesn't it?
Perception. It's called Per.
Describes how well a character perceives their surroundings. Characters with high perception can pick out a stray bolster shell casting in between the day-to-day morass of an underhive, or even tell when someone is being deceitful. It also affects the awareness skill. We also get willship. I don't feel like I want my fellowship reduced, to be honest, unless I'm also getting an intelligence bonus. So maybe. We can also get combat addict. Fortress World characters gain a +7 to ballistic skill, perception, and willpower. Did perception do for anything for us in combat? Reduces enemy dodge chance against character's attack. Okay, so increases accuracy, essentially.
That makes sense. I like that.
It does make sense, yeah. This feels like it could be quite a good sniper kind of character. Well, out of combat, their intelligence, fellowship, perception, willpower decrease by 7. This does not feel like a main character.
No?
No.
Yeah.
This feels like a companion character.
Oh.
That's just used for combat. By the way, talents are just the ones you gain access to. You don't have to take all of them. That is great to know. Thank you, Crimson. That's what we were looking for. I'm so sorry for the coughing. I had COVID a couple of weeks ago and just have not been able to shake it. Cadia stands. Cadia is a prime example of a fortress world because it's always under attack by chaos. Oh, that sounds awesome. That sounds like somewhere I'd want to visit in a video game.
Oh.
not
that addition was important.
In a video game, I think that could be a really cool setting.
I hope we can find a replay of my face there. Turning going, what the fuck did you just say?
Oh, we've got Crimson Surge and Crimson Cantata. I will need to clarify names.
You're the same color.
Yeah. Crimson Cantata, you know there's a clue here, but you didn't notice anything in the crime scene. I need one of you to punch me in the face so I can get into combat. Exactly. Oh, load bearing in a video game. You're right. Surge works. I'm still tempted to call you Crimson. I'll just go with Crimson Surge. It's easier on my eyes, weirdly enough. Okay. Hail of... sorry, what was this? Yes, we read that.
Cadia is literally on the doorstep of hell. Wow. Okay.
Damn. Scary place. Hail of Steel. Each round, Fortress World characters gain a stacking +1 bonus to dodge against ranged attacks for each shot they made during this round. Also, the burst attack grants an additional +10 stacks of Never Stop Shooting. Yeah, this seems like it would make a great sniper. Like Australia.
Like Australia. That's what we were saying about the Death World earlier.
Yeah. Fortress World characters' first reload in combat costs 0 AP. Reloading a weapon grants an additional 10 stacks of Never Stop Shooting. Yeah, oh man, this would be a great sniper. This could be fun, actually. Except for this, but we don't have to take Combat Addict.
No.
If what Crimson Surge said was correct.
Yeah, because it does come with a benefit. It's not purely a negative, so that implies you could take it.
Familiar kickback. At the end of their turn, Fortress World characters gain stacks of Never Stop Shooting. Equal to half the minimum damage of the most damaging ranged weapon
oh my God.
they used this round.
The phrasing in these games needs to calm the fuck down.
Okay.
Half the minimum damage of the most damaging ranged weapon they use this round.
Okay, I understand. It's just a bit wordy. Intriguing. Never stop believing. When all stacks of Never Stop Shooting would be lost, they become WP?
Work in progress.
Willpower.
Oh.
Divide by 2, number of stacks instead. Oh, that seems good, so you don't drop to 0.
Yeah.
Additionally, a Fortress World character may upgrade their willpower characteristic, even if their current archetypes do not allow it. So they seem quite willpower-based, perception-based. I don't mind this. This could be a fun snipery character.
My preference is between Death World and Voidburn.
I think
Purely Death World because of the
same.
feature it gets.
Survival, I mean, this is good just in terms of keeping you alive more.
Oh wait, what was the one with
I don't love
reroll bullshit?
Reroll.
Is that Forge World?
That's Voidborn.
Okay, that was the one I was thinking.
I don't love intelligence and fellowship being reduced here because I feel like I want a lot of that.
Okay.
Those seem like stats I enjoy speccing into usually. But there is some really cool stuff here. We didn't read through this, did we?
No.
Death World characters gain 15% critical chance against characters with the bleeding effect. That's a little specific. Gain plus 10% critical hit chance for axes, hammers, and laser weapons. I assume that
Las weapons.
Las. Every injury increases the Death World character's agility and willpower. So they seem quite survivable, Death World characters, which makes sense.
Toughness bonus. Huh.
Take tough bonus, less damage from flame.
Toxic and bleeding.
Oh, okay.
So whatever their toughness bonus is, they take that less.
They take their toughness bonus.
Surely it would be easier to say damage from flame, toxic, and bleeding is reduced by your toughness bonus.
Exactly.
Why is that not... Whoever's writing these needs to calm down. They need to get off the Vicodin.
Fortress World is very much for doing a soldier. I don't know what a soldier is yet, Crimson, but that's good to keep in mind. Death World is more if you just want to be a tank. That makes a lot of sense. I don't think I really want to take on that role. Fortress World could be fun. I don't think I care too much about Imperial World. Forge World seemed interesting. Hive World I could mess with. Voidborn is absolutely
That's
the most
one I'm gonna
interesting
take.
sounding to me.
I love it.
So we could both be Voidborn, and
Have we fucked up spines together?
I recruit you because I know you.
I like the shape. I like the squiggles your spine make, boy.
Crimson, except on alternate Tuesdays when the moon phase modifier indicates the quadrant of the fate table. Yeah, that is what it feels like.
Draw 17 from the deck of many things. Discard the amount of days your birthday is from the last Tuesday of the month.
I like the willpower and intelligence bonus here. I love the fortune stuff.
Contagious luck is huge.
Contagious luck is super cool.
Because it means you're essentially, if you're doing buff things,
yeah,
your whole party gets that.
Yeah, exactly. So I think,
or the ones who need it anyway.
The thing is, am I going to go into a supportive kind of character?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah,
regardless of what you do, I'm
Yeah.
taking that one. So if you're worried about not having a supportive one, that'll be me.
Yeah. See, anytime an ability or talent uses fellowship bonus, a Voidborn character can use intelligence bonus instead if it's higher. That's awesome. That means I can just go into intelligence and still be able to do the charismatic fellowshipy stuff. I love that.
All right.
Crimson.
Kantata, I saw those F's as T's, and I was real confused by that sentence right there, bud. We need to have a talk.
Oh no!
I lost a lot of context real quick. Oh no.
I like the fellowship and agility here. Strength in numbers is a pretty cool.
He's very good.
It's okay, actually. It's not as good as I was remembering. Meh. It's okay. Okay, maybe I don't like Higher World as much. I think I'm between Forge World and Voidborn.
I hope your optician can help. No. No. Unfortunately, I don't think it's my reading skill. I think it's my autocorrect. It's always been very broken.
Hemis, you know how when just automatically in conversation, you maybe don't quite catch a word, someone has a strong accent, whatever it might be, and your brain kind of fills in the blanks. You autocorrect and you go, right, this is the sentence that makes sense, this is what they've said, even if you didn't quite fully hear it. I call that our internal autocorrect. And I think everyone does it to quite an extent. Hemi's autocorrect is broken.
Yeah.
He'll manage to mishear the most ordinary of sentences into the most extraordinary nonsense possible.
Yeah.
It's
that
quite
is true.
It's quite impressive.
And especially because, like, when only one thing could have possibly been said, and as soon as I figure out what was actually said, I go, yeah, I don't know how I heard anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
But then the first instinct is always, what did you pick up from the milk store? And Flewt will go, milk, and I'll hear, you picked up how many chimpanzees from the store?
Exactly.
Or whatever it was. So there's the constant unspoken game between us of, what did you say? And then who's going to say what was either heard or actually said first? Because it might be very bad. I don't like that one.
You don't like Forge World?
No.
No?
No, it's very boring to me.
Huh. Never Stop Shooting is really interesting.
It is. It makes for a great sniper build.
It does.
Or even just medium to long range anything.
Tell you what.
The downside of it is definitely the intelligence. Sorry, not intelligence. All of the mental stat downsides from Combat Addict.
Yeah.
But if you don't have to take that...
If you don't have to take it, then that's not as much of an issue.
The automatic fellowship down is a little not great, but also you could just spec into fellowship more.
Yeah, exactly. Why are some talents green and some brown? I think it's just a background to, like, this is purpley. I think it's just to help you differentiate them, Crimson Cantata.
Because otherwise they're just capital letter square nonsense icons.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'm going to go with Fortress World for now because I love this feature. I think that could be a lot of fun to play around.
And also simple
and
to understand.
see how we go, see what we end up picking in terms of whatever comes up here. And maybe I switch it up after being like, oh no, I definitely want to play something else. But I feel like she looks like she could come from a fortress world. Entire population is immersed in warfare. They constantly train for the day that they'll be called upon to defeat the Imperium. Defend the Imperium. Aha.
What a rebel.
Yeah, I like that. She feels like she's been in fights and, you know, nothing really phases her too much.
She's seen all the shit.
Yeah. Every citizen is a soldier trained to fight from the moment they can handle a weapon. I feel like that works. I love the passives of Voidborn, so if we see something that I'd rather take... Oh, shit. What is this?
This is...
Oh, there's so much stuff!
Oh, we're not even halfway yet.
Oh my goodness! Okay.
There's a lot.
Zenu, hello. It's 5 a.m. You're going to bed. I'm sorry it's very late for us as well, but I was excited. I wanted to go through character creation.
Same.
What's this newfangled game? Oh, Zenu. How much do you know about Warhammer 40k? Baby's first bolt gun? What is a bolt gun?
Really cool, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, is it a weapon?
It's a gun,
in?
yeah. And it essentially, well, you'll be unsurprised to hear, it shoots bolts. But meaning the projectile is huge, so whatever it hits actually ends up exploding more than being punctured. Just by sheer kinetic force, rather than explosive payload.
I see. Will they finish character creation before they go to sleep? Stick around and find out.
I think it's more, will we finish character creation or go to sleep?
That's true. And Sonic, you're right. The outfits, the general base character model is definitely an improvement from Pathfinder games.
Interesting that it hides the hair. I understand why, just from a design aesthetic. Whoa.
I mean...
really? That's
she
the one
looks
you like?
Good. I love that. Crime Lord? I mean, I like the jacket. I'm just playing dress up now. No. I really dislike robes. I don't find robes cool.
I agree. And it's not even just because it's like, oh, it's a dress. There are definitely some jackets and stuff with really long dress-like ends.
This.
Yeah, exactly like that.
I love this. Why does this look so frumpy? I hate it.
Because it is very frumpy.
Yeah. So Zenu, sorry, you know there's a new Warhammer game every week. It can feel like that. But this is Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. It's by Owlcat Games, who made the Pathfinder RPGs.
Wrath of the Righteous.
And Kingmaker. So I'm very excited for it. Looking forward to seeing what Owlcat's done. They may hate independent thought, but they love fine tailoring. Hey! Never said you had to have independent thought to tailor well. I can have good fashion. That's the noble outfit?
It feels like they scraped an animal off the road and just shoved it on their shoulders.
That looks like a sailor, like, barbarian outfit.
Yeah.
Weird. You serve me?
That's pretty cool, actually.
The noble assigns one ally who will become their servant at the end of combat. Until the end of combat. Very different things. Anytime the noble's abilities affect the servant gains +5 to all characteristics until the start of the noble's next turn. Holy shit! This would work with Voidborn so well. Anytime the servant attacks a target that the noble dealt damage to last turn, the servant gains plus percentage crit hit chance against the target. Oh, can only be used once. Yeah, but you assign one servant and they get super buffed.
I don't want you to take this the wrong way.
Yeah.
But that does sound like you. You go on, you kill it, you protect me. This is all lining up pretty well. I've heard you say these things as a healer.
I want to protest. And yet. Okay. Oh, and Psyker. Okay. I mean, Psyker is always tempting. Healer, you adjust exactly. I mean, don't give Flewt a second chin like that. Oh no, my second chin came out. Oh, excuse me. You're coming down from a very disappointing Game Awards. Oh, why is that, Senu? Okay, so if we're going purely off of fashion, that's
that
my
one.
favorite.
Yeah.
Nice jacket. I do really like this look as well, so I should just read them all. I don't like this one so much. Anyway, Astra Militarum Commander. The Astra Militarum, known as the Imperial Guard, is the primary fighting force of the Imperium, first line of defense. You have served as one of the commanders of the Astra Militarum Regiment, commanding thousands and winning battles in the name of the God Emperor. I mean, that does sound cool. Astra Militarum Commander and all their allies deal an additional 20 plus 2 times perception. I will be very perception-y. If I continue with the Fortress world. Damage to enemies that are adjacent to the commander or their allies. What? The commander and all their allies deal more damage.
Oh, so there's no friendly fire.
Oh, to enemies that are adjacent to the commander. Well, there is friendly fire still.
No, the next part of it.
Oh, all the commander's allies also take no damage. But can only be used once per combat. So maybe... Yeah, I guess it saves you from a shot in the back, right?
Yeah, well, or if, we don't know, maybe there's like fireball equivalents where there's big AoE things going on, or grenades, I don't know.
Yeah, apparently there is friendly fire if you miss a shot or something and someone's in the way.
That is how I played 5e, and it was hilarious every time.
Yeah, that's true.
Watching people get shot in the head because someone rolled a 1 was very funny.
It is. Astarion's VA won an award. I did see that, Crimson Cantata, and
cool.
he absolutely deserved it.
Absolutely, yeah. Not to say the other people in the game did worse, not
Everyone
at all.
did amazing.
But Astarion was written well, and the line deliveries made each line so much better.
Like, it was a complex story and writing for Astarion, but the performance was incredible. You always give Astarion to the Gur because it's what the character deserves. Oh, laughter kills. No. Oh, that's evil. Goodness gracious. Okay, so I like this. I do like the sound of that. That's pretty neat. That could synergize well. What else do we get? Ballistic skills.
Perception's good.
All ranged weapons is good. Perception's
Accuracy,
good.
yeah.
Medicare.
Medicae.
Medicare?
They lost the R.
Essential
They're
to
British.
detect and cure injuries. Also increases the number of wounds restored by medikits and allows the use of higher quality. Okay, I do not mind this at all. Seems very synergistic. But I'm going to move on. We'll have a look into it more deeply. Oh, is this the same thing? No. At all costs. 0 AP personal once per combat. The commissar's next single shot or single target melee attack applies the following effects. The enemy becomes marked. The ally who kills the marked enemy gains an additional turn after the current one with +2 AP and +4 MP. Combined with our free shot, if and when we get it,
The fact it costs 0 action points.
It's just a free marked
thing,
target,
like a hunter's mark sort of thing.
Yeah.
But with rewards.
Yeah, exactly.
You turn one into a loot box.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, one sec. I'm missing I'm sorry if I miss chat. Fireball, the problem solver. Sometimes the problem of having too many friends. That is how Hemi used Fireball. Yeah.
What? I did hit Karlak a couple times.
You did hit Karlak a couple of times.
Yeah, but she was fiery.
But you knew she'd be okay.
She was spicy.
Friends, you mean willing sacrifices. That is what Karlak was, Crimson Surge. And Sumner, there's no such thing as friendly fire, only traitors protecting enemies as human shields. Oh, wonderful.
Imagine shooting someone in the back and then go down and you go, traitor.
Yeah,
just shoot
you
them
were
again.
the traitor. How dare you block my bullet?
Oh, if the enemies are going, well, do you want to continue or are you done?
Yeah. Zenu, you're not going to lie, but you know jack about the character creation, but love the amount of choices. Same
Yeah.
boat.
We still don't really know what all of this is, but we're just loving the lore and the amount of depth we're putting into this, because this is a blast.
It's very cool. There is so much to uncover, and it makes me excited. Laughter Kills, does this game adapt any tabletop RPG system? Yes, Warhammer 40k.
Yeah, which is both a mass combat rule set with like little miniatures and figures, and also more of a 5e single character tabletop thing.
Yeah.
This, from what we understand, adapts the 5e adjacent rule set, meaning one character per player sort of thing.
The very
rather than
single
mass
player,
combat
well,
thing.
not single player, but yeah. I'm sorry. But we haven't actually played the tabletop versions. So apparently Owlcat has adapted the rule set, and we don't know how extreme those adaptations are. Crimson Cantata, you can't get Astarion to like you. You both enjoy sneaking in shadows, lying to strangers, and mocking the unfashionable. But you draw the line at knifing orc forms, so he hates you. Oh. Now, to be fair, it is hard to get him to like a good character in Act 1. But he does kind of come around as the game progresses. Call of Cthulhu was disappointing? That's a pity.
Oh no!
So sorry. Forward. Thank you. So I didn't read the law for commissar? Commissia?
Commissar is how I would say that.
Please correct me if I'm incorrect. That doesn't feel right. Commissars of the Officio Prefectus are ruthless officers.
Oh, officers
Archetypes.
inspire their comrades. Okay.
And grant them additional opportunities to impact the course of battle. The officer keystone ability, Voice of Command, increases the ally's characteristics by
An amount.
for 1 round. An ally affected by this ability can be targeted by the officer's other abilities from any distance. Cool. Very neat.
Very good. At all costs, no action points.
I love this. All allies gain an additional 1 AP and 3 MP? Oh, if I target an ally. Oh.
It's yeah, you're marking one dude to be the boy.
Yeah.
Or the gal. Or the person.
But this seems to indicate... Sorry, let me pull this up properly. If I target a single allied target, all allies gain an additional 1 AP and 3 MP. For the next round. Maybe that's not on the current round. But that seems very powerful.
So I guess if you target an ally, it's more of a AoE for the group. You target an enemy, it's like surprise mechanic for the next person who kills it.
Yeah.
Gets all the shit.
One person gets to go nuts.
Interesting. I guess that's more handy if you have a small, tight-knit group and you know that, you know, this person is going to kill them next turn, sort of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, an extra AP for every character seems
also fantastic.
very good. So I'm saying it correctly. Lovely. Thank you,
Good to know.
Sonic. So that was Commissar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In Crimson, you feel like for any class here, ruthless can be safely assumed. The universe has an absolute absence of Ruth. I see. I see. I like that. We can later add more fellowship, more coercion. Very good. And then talents, I'm liking the sound of this. I'm really liking the sound of this. While the Commissar's ally is under the effects of at all costs, the ally suffers plus 50% damage, but gains plus 2 AP and plus 4 MP instead of the usual. So you just need to kill something, I guess. Show them contempt while the Commissar is adjacent to an enemy. All their allies gain stuff. I don't really want to be adjacent. Anytime the Commissar grants additional movement points to any ally character, they give plus 2 movement points more.
See, okay. Yeah. Sorry. I was going to say, if these are passives you always have, why not update the base ability, but you choose these.
I think you have to
forgot
choose
about
this.
that.
Yeah. When momentum is less than 100 points, killing a marked enemy or targeting an ally grants more momentum. I don't know what momentum does for us.
Your party members can use unique abilities called heroic acts.
Thank you.
In battle, the level of momentum changes depending on the actions of characters. Okay, so it's basically just a supercharge ability that eventually will charge up. What I'm curious about is if that's shared between the group or each character will have their own momentum.
It sounds like it's...
It sounds like it's shared.
When it says your party members, yeah, it sounds like it's shared. At the beginning of each combat, the momentum of the party starts at 100. So... yeah, it sounds shared. Intriguing.
Very cool.
So you get extra momentum.
What I'm also noticing now, because someone brought it up in chat, is that some of these talents have pictures and some have just acronyms, which I find interesting.
Pathfinder did that a lot as well. They tried to add in
the feats, you're right.
specific feat art, but a lot of them just had the
Yeah, I mean...
acronym?
There's not a lot of very safe artwork for summary execution, is there?
Yeah.
There's the beheading scene from Skyrim, but that's about it.
Yeah. Crime Lord, I don't think I'll go down the path of, but I do like the jacket.
The Imperium survives and prospers in no small part due to stock traders and its vision, but a rebellious mind and will such as yours could not be so easily constrained. The dark path of smugglers and renegades that whine behind the facade of the Imperium society offer a dangerous refuge for those unwilling to bow to the law. You use one of those dangerously yet you are one of those dangerous yet resourceful individuals. Surefire plan.
Beginning of combat, the Crime Lord gains an int bonus.
If the Crime Lord attacks, they deal a percentage bonus more damage. If the Crime Lord moves, they gain dodge and parry. If the Crime Lord uses non-damaging ability, penalty to damage for 1 round.
That's pretty cool. I do
generally
like that.
useful, but not really something you activate. It just kind of happens, and it's just generally good for you.
Yeah, I mean,
all right.
I like it. I don't know if this is the theme I want to go
No,
for,
you
though.
seem much more above board military type.
Very much. I don't want to be this. I will give it a quick read lore-wise. The Ecclesiarchy, known formerly as the formerly as Adeptus Ministorum, is a vast institution that oversees the galaxy-spanning religion of the Imperium. Ecclesiarchy's complex hierarchies of cardinals, missionaries, preachers, and zealous laity ensure the prescribed prayers and invocations are made, all while instructing the masses to guard against heresy and deviancy. You used to be one of those fiery and charismatic individuals, concerned with keeping a close watch on your congregation. I do like cleric types, but this is way too much for me.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
The Imperial
Navy
Navy is
officer.
responsible for the fleets of void ships that assert the dominance of the Imperium amid the stars and fulfill other duties connected to the void and warp travel. You used to be a Navy officer and the commander of a void ship hardened in numerous battles and famous for resounding victories.
Oh, that's very Janeway.
That is very Janeway. What's the feature? For 1 round, the Navy officer and their allies in a 3-cell radius gain +2 deflection. Do we know what that is yet?
I can
hover over
find out. Deflection.
Deflection determines the amount of damage deducted whenever an enemy hits the kill. That seems really
Okay,
good
that
then.
seems good, yeah. Just flat damage reduction?
For each archetype taken by the Wait,
What?
Can you have multiple?
Can you have multiple archetypes? Archetype defines a character's role in the game. As the character levels up, the rank of the chosen archetype will increase.
Or
Is that like for each rank of archetype, maybe?
that would make more sense, unless different archetypes in the party, like total party.
But it's taken by the Navy officer.
Yeah.
They also cannot be forcefully moved or over-penetrated. Okay. Okay.
In the Navy.
Laughter kills Janeway. Are you gonna get lost on the other side of the galaxy? I think that is the whole premise of this game, to be honest.
Yeah. Rogue traders.
Yeah, we're going through the
To boldly go where no rogue has traded before.
Yeah, the COVID expanse or something.
The COVID expanse.
Is that not what it's called?
Oh.
The Coronis expanse.
There you go.
Same. I'm sorry, I remember it because it sounds like
Yeah.
coronavirus. Which is still affecting me. Damn.
Okay. All allies affected by Brace for Impact do not suffer the negative effects of melee superiority. What is that? Is that like flanking? I'm gonna bet that's like flanking. The target surrounded by more allies than enemies receives a +10 weapon skill bonus for each additional ally. Larger creatures need to be surrounded by more than 2 enemies to provide this advantage to it.
So I
it's
guess that
kind of
counts
like
for
flanking.
enemies as well. Yeah, that makes sense. COVID expanse spreading illness wherever it goes. Exactly, Serge. Trading in unknown space, gonna need a Neelix. We will.
Oh god, if we could get a tiny Neelix boy.
Tiny Neelix, that would be adorable.
A little cat man. He can make a soup.
Oh.
Scatter. All allies affected by Brace for Impact suffer only half damage from... That's pretty good.
So it makes us a lot tankier.
It makes the whole party
more
tanky.
defensive.
Brace for Impact also allows the Navy officer to use ranged weapon in threatened areas. What are threatened areas?
I don't know. Maybe it's like when you're using a ranged weapon in D&D.
I'm also asking not because I expect you to know the rule set, but just in case I've missed something as we're reading.
Makes sense.
Knocked enemies prone and pushes them 1 cell away. That could be great.
Wow. I think that's if you're using a ranged weapon in melee. That's
true,
what that sounds.
Yeah, and you don't want to be in melee.
But it means if we do get run up to in melee, we can...
Yeah, just fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. It is called Get Off Me.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Get into cover. All allies gain an extra turn with 0 AP and 3 MP, and increase their cover efficiency by 20% for 1 round. Holy shit!
Turn.
Oh, so it just gives them another turn with movement.
But why not?
Why not just give them more movement?
Unless it
Maybe
happens
they've
separately in
finished.
the initiative? That could be useful
But
then.
maybe it's if they've finished their turn already and you go, oh shoot, they need to move still.
Yeah.
Hello, Idaho, how you doing? Okay, so there's a lot of cool defensive team support here that I like. I don't know
a
if it's
fair
my
amount
favorite.
of it is melee, which makes me think it's not going to be...
I don't think the character is melee. I think it's for supporting melee teammates.
Personally, I
Yeah.
think that's the one you should go for.
This one?
Yeah.
Navy officer. Why is
Yeah.
that?
Because you're going to be relying hugely on NPCs and your other characters, and having them just all be straight up tougher and stronger is going to be big. Plus, thematically, it makes the most sense.
Does it?
Yeah.
I like Commissar. I mean, I like the
lore behind
the lore
it is what I was
behind it
thinking.
is excellent. But I don't like playing defensively.
Then don't let the allies come with you and be your meat shields.
Yeah.
Get off of me could very easily help your allies bully someone in the corner.
Yeah, I think this is specifically for the Navy officer. This is if someone gets into melee with you.
Ah, that's true.
I think this is much better if we're paired with the Void Born. Like, I think this is significantly better, both lore-wise and ability-wise, if paired with a Voidborn. Whereas I think this is very cool paired with the Fortress world. Let's see. I did read through Noble. This is very good. I just don't like the look. It does have all the kind of skills I like, though. So you've got a joke for us, Idaho. What did the doctor say when he discovered the human genome? DNA?
I mean, that's what he called it.
No? DNA? I feel...
I'm missing something.
Like I'm missing something.
We'll get back to... Listen, we're not sciencey types. We're a naval officer.
Yeah.
We kill things good.
Yeah. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Psyker is very tempting to me.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Huh.
Why not?
Because you've been talking about her being a sniper and a shooty boy.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure, but magic is always so cool.
I agree. You serve me feels very Emmy-like, which is why I liked it.
I do like the you serve me.
Interesting. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
The high nobility of the Imperium are an enormously privileged and powerful elite, a breed apart from the common masses they rule. You grew into adulthood upon a pedestal of affluence and grandeur that towered high above the common masses. You expected their obedience and lived upon the fruits of their toil, surrendered to your family in solemn fealty. I don't like the lore of that one. I don't feel like I want to play that character, but I love the stats. Let's see the talents. If a noble uses an ability on their servant, the servant gains +1 AP next turn. This is just such a great buffer. Like, one of your companions ends up being amazing in combat, they just get to be 10 times more amazing now.
Think ta-da, but dana.
Oh, okay.
No.
No.
Oof.
That's definitely a grown one, Idaho. Crimson Cantata, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead, is very naval officer. I do like it. Shooting with your mind can end up hurting yourself and allies. Really? Oh, mind bullets sound like fun.
Mind bullets, also known as think fast.
It sounds like the old Windows login. Da-na. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember the old Windows login.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you make it the sound?
No, not a compute.
Okay. If the noble and the servant are adjacent to each other at the start of the noble's turn, they both gain temporary wounds equal to servant's toughness bonus, or noble's fellowship bonus, depending on which is higher. You kill it! If the servant kills the target that the noble dealt damage to last turn, the noble gains +1 AP.
Frankie, we were talking about you earlier. Hello.
Hello, Freaky. How are you?
We were talking about toxic members of 40K's fan base.
Wow. Idaho, you blame the fact it's 3:30. I'm with you there. They both gain wounds, but the good kind. Exactly, Crimson Cantata. It's such a weird...
It is weird.
...term. You, go on. 7 gains +2 momentum. It's just all about manipulating the servant. I love it. It's very good. If the servant has less than 30% maximum wounds, the noble can use you serve me. Which is... What? That's that
That's
one.
the characteristic.
Yeah. Once more in battle, designating a new servant and removing... Oh, you're about to die. I won't be using you. I'll use someone else. Wow.
This feels like you healing.
Excuse me. I'm a generous healer.
Oh, I wish I had clips to roll at this moment.
The noble cannot designate a character who is already their servant this combat. Intriguing.
It's not been a bad night. Frankie, have you jumped into this at all? Have you seen? Have you done any?
Yeah. Are
curious.
you going to play? Okay, so at the moment, these are definitely my 2.
Yeah.
This one seems very good with, with the Fortress World stuff, but it's fine. It's fine, it's just not super interesting.
No option for unsanctioned psyker? I'm sure I could lose my sanction pretty quickly.
Well, you're very specifically serving the Empire, right? So
At first, at least. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Generous healer, very loose term in these parts. Excuse you!
This is correct. I'm glad you all know Flewt.
No! I'm a very good healer.
Good? Yes.
Yeah.
Tolerant? I don't know about that one.
Oh.
Patient? Certainly not.
Oh. Not gonna lie, you're fading. It sounds like it's very late at night for you, Zeno. If you need to get some sleep, that's no problem. Ghost Psyker given to a demon at the first opportunity.
Yeah.
It feels very, Dragon Age-y.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure. In Dragon Age, if you were a mage, you were constantly at risk of being taken over by demonic possession.
Oh.
Which I didn't really enjoy the lore-wise. But they also had much harsher consequences for it within the world. Psykers are feared and distrusted, but nonetheless valuable assets. The role of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica is to recruit, identify, and classify those found to possess psychic abilities. The most powerful, who somehow survive the rigorous sanctioning rituals, are selected to serve on the battlefield. The mind of a sanctioned psyker is steeled against the manifold dangers risked by wielders of warp powers. You are one of those found worthy to serve humanity, and have miraculously survived the perils of the warp. Note, damaging psycho powers count as weapon attacks, counting toward the normal attack limit per round, and gaining all benefits from abilities and talents. So I guess...
anything that says when you shoot.
Yeah, including our one that reduces an attack to 0 AP.
Maybe also melee ones.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, yeah, for example, a soldier using the run and gun ability will be able to use damaging psyker powers twice per turn.
Sweet!
Whoa.
That's very cool. And operatives analyze enemies' abilities, gives the damage, affects the damage of damaging psyker powers.
Cool.
That's cool. Good origin stories, those, in Dragon Age, meaning Sonic? Ask your local pride demon if blood magic is right for you. That was the vibe, wasn't it?
We've been trying to contact you about your mine's extended warranty.
Yes, find willing allies to give their own for your own needs. Blood magic was quite scary lore-wise in Dragon Age. So sanctioned psykers have reduced chances to trigger psychic phenomena. That makes me feel like there are unsanctioned psykers that we might use. Right?
We'll
like, why specify that?
Maybe a aside from this class, can gain psychic or psyker powers.
Maybe.
And so using them outside of this class, which has been trained to use them, means you're more likely to generate a goblin or something.
Okay. I guess bad guys, yeah, maybe for the enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Each time a psyker uses their psychic powers, the veil between real space and the warp degrades. Now, the only thing that makes me not want to play a psyker is that Hemi will be playing a psyker, and we'll have a psyker companion. So I feel like if I want to play a psyker, I can use the companion, or see what Hemi's stuff does. Psi rating, this character is a psyker, albeit quite a weak one. Heckin' rude! Well, then what am I doing here? Oh! Well, never mind then. We get toughness, willpower, lore, warp, and carouse.
Lore-wise, anyway, I can think of why that might actually make sense. Because the strongest psykers probably aren't easy to catch and just put into a cell. They're magicians of the future.
And they're probably not being sent to the far reaches of space.
Yeah, also that.
Unsanctioned psykers are killed or sent to feed the god emperor. Yes, laughter kills. We did learn that just recently, which is pretty cool.
I can be the
pretty
buff
terrifying.
instead.
What?
Hippofant said screw him and he can be the buff bot instead.
Oh, very good, Hippofant. I like that approach. So we can specialize in divination, gleaning information and using it to turn fortune in your favor. Diviners find useful insights everywhere, manifesting extrasensory abilities and glimpsing the future. Biomancy, manipulating living flesh and biological processes.
Heal wounds.
Oh, it's
Healers.
magical healing.
That's cool.
That's very cool. Telepathy are psychers whose mental expertise lies in contacting and controlling the minds of others. With a single thought, a telepath can tear away his foe's sanity, induce states of mumbling terror, or possess his victim's thoughts. I do like the sound of that. Pyromancy, Masters of Flame, a psyker who is able to create searing infernos out of thin air, is one of the most spectacular and destructive forms of a psychic ability. That's you. Yeah. It's featuring Flewt, not featuring Hemi. I know, Hippophant. But I can enjoy all forms of combat. Hemi only enjoys things if there's fire involved.
It does tend to be this way. I'm a simple man.
Like, these sound like a lot of fun to me. I'm not saying they don't. It's just that magic is always appealing.
Oh, you get higher psi ratings as you go up.
Oh, there we go, yeah. But you have to unlock them, so you don't get to take other stuff. Holy shit, there's a lot. Concentration of Faith. Santix powers are used by pious psychers. Meh. Protect allies and smite heretics does sound like fun, though. Hemi will be the chef supplying all the barbecue tonight.
I could totally do that.
Oh, as long as we're fighting piggies. And they get all charred.
Oh, so bacon.
You're
right, yeah. Understood.
You haven't checked what classes you can be, Freaky? I don't know what counts as a class.
I assume it's this.
I assume it's this origin thing. But I don't know if it's actually archetype or actually the homeworld
With it being
stuff.
super in on the lingo of what everything means, we're kind of learning as we're making a character.
Very much. I don't think I'm gonna go psyker.
No?
No. I like the telepathy sounds cool, but the more I think about it, the more I'm liking the idea of this never stop shooting. I think this could be really fun.
Okay.
To work around, to play around. So the one I like the most, I think, is this one. This one synergizes best. Primary fighting force, you've served as one of the commanders, winning battles in the name of the god Emperor. Commander and all their allies deal additional perception bonus damage to enemies that are adjacent to the commander or their allies until the commander's next turn. So we kind of want allies grouping up. It's good. It's not make or break, though. Clearly, appearances your class. I mean, yeah, I am very appearance motivated. Fashion is the ultimate game.
That's the one part of 40k I'm not a fan of is...
What?
Well, one of. These psychers all look like they've got tubes coming out of them.
Why is that?
I don't know. That's half of the problem.
Why
is why the
psychers
fuck
all
are you
rigged
all
up?
fed with tubes? You have teeth and mouth. What are you doing?
Well, it seems more connected to their brains. It isn't every psyker, but it is kind of every depiction we have of psychers.
Yeah, without
at
knowing
least
a
within
lot
this
about
game.
the universe. It's a lot of them, from what I've seen, and I don't know why. I have no idea.
So here we've got, at all
Those are
costs,
likely the psychic hood.
which is what, Freaky? Next single shot or single target melee attack. The target becomes marked. The ally who kills the marked enemy gains an additional turn with 2 AP. I love that. It can only be used once per combat, but still. I feel like that sounds like a lot of fun.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah. All of these seem pretty good. I mean, the Crime Lord was also pretty decent, but doesn't stack as well. Although it does. I just don't like the lore doesn't work for me there. Navy Officer was good, but Navy Officer, I think I need to work with the Void one. And I want to play around with the other stuff.
Do a
Fortress
Commissar
Lord.
for now, then.
Yeah, I think Commissar's the way we're going.
Okay.
Let me just double check how this works. I want to be focusing on perception, I think was how this all works. Gain... Every time we kill an enemy, we gain stacks of never stop shooting. At the start of their turn, there's a chance that the first attack of this round will cost 0 AP.
Now, before we go too much further,
Yeah.
we're halfway through character creation.
Yeah.
And it's getting late.
It's getting late. Okay.
Do you want to keep going and just sleep in tomorrow?
Yeah.
Or we could end stream and finish this off stream. I'm happy if you want to keep going, but I think I need to take a break because I'm getting tired.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You can keep going though. We have nothing to do but sleep in tomorrow.
I want to keep going. I am still very tempted by this whole Voidborn thing.
Me too.
The Voidborn Navy officer would be so sick.
Do it. Then we can both be Voidborn. We both got fucked up spines.
So sick. I need to be red. Red matches. Oh, that's not much red.
No.
Oh.
That's the worst thing to die.
So close.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
works.
Maybe she got a different outfit for posing, and the cape's red.
Yeah, the cape's red.
All right, you keep going.
Okay.
I'm going to take a break though. Mm-hmm. And you let me know when it's done. I want to see what you
Okay.
need.
Sounds good.
I'm happy to come back in once combat started. I just need to take a break, maybe lie down for a bit.
All good. All good.
All right. Good
Okay.
luck. See you
Thank
soon,
you.
everyone.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
All right. Goodbye.
So, Freaky, you're not attached to them, but a thing they wear the Psycho Hood. So Crimson, at all combat, at all costs, is great for boss fights and the like. I agree. Kind of. I think it's better for mobs, really. I like that outfit. Oh, this is so hard. I don't know. The Psychic Hood helps them focus their power and shield them to badness. Okay, makes sense. And Laughter Kills, there's a bomb in every sanctioned Psycho's head? Is there really? Like a control switch? Oh, shit. I don't know. I'll come back to this. I will probably come back to this a couple of times. So our Triumph is an apex of brilliance. You played a key role in exposing a conspiracy amongst your superior officers. Ooh! With extra intelligence. I like that. I like that a lot. Illustrious glory. Your name has become a synonym for loyalty and valor. Your visage has adorned many Imperial Guard propaganda posters. I do kind of like that. That sounds like fun. Feat of greatness. You directed a heroic attack on an Imperial Guard regiment. You directed a heroic attack of an Imperial Guard regiment that breached the gates of a fortress held by heretics with extra demolition skills. It also allows the use of explosives to blast containers open. Ooh! Now, if I was working for people I cared about, like if I was playing Mass Effect, I'd be all over this. But I really want to see if we can be a pretty good person. As much as possible. And I feel like we could totally have been an officer directing an attack. And then either have a change of heart, realize how terrible that was, still respected by everyone, but still able to be a bit nicer, a bit kinder. The apex of brilliance is cool, but I don't think it's the character I want to play. I like Feat of Greatness. I don't know if I want the demolition, but I like the story of Feat of Greatness. In 40k, good equals serving the Empire. Yes, but I want to be a good person, a nice person. I did kind of a more chaotic evil run, a very chaotic run in BG3. I kind of want to do a nicer run here and see what happens. See how far we can kind of push against the Empire, maybe. So Freaky, yeah, psychers have bombs in their head in case they go rogue. Wow, crazy. I guess that makes sense. Psychers are scary in lore. They can bring down an entire planet if they go bad. Oh, I see. That makes sense. What are you talking about? The Imperium of Man are nothing but good people, and as a commissar, you should be espousing how good they are. Yeah, I know. I want to be a nice person sounds like heresy. I like this. I feel like it gives us a lot of flexibility. We are a great military mind, but this doesn't lock us into having been like the most loyal of loyalties. Darkest hour. The souls of all who perished in a brutal offensive still haunt your nightmares. I mean, this pairs very well with our triumph, our feat of greatness. Maybe our heroic attack really cost a lot of lives. But I don't like the awareness. I don't like persuasion down. Oh, I don't care about athletics. Hold on. You were attacked by a group of renegade guardsmen during a mutiny and were beaten half to death. Maybe that's why we got the fake eye. I mean, I don't love it as a story. I dislike this even more. Although that could be a great reason for not quite being so pro-Empire. This is kind of generic, but it's very fitting. Sure, let's go with Grim Portents. No, I don't know. I don't know. It might be that I finish character creation, sleep on it, and come back and quickly remake everything tomorrow. Because there's a lot I want to think about here. I feel like this is really developing the roleplay of your character already. Quite a bit. The one resource that the Imperium has in spades is people to use up for whatever cause. I've heard that. That's kind of the whole premise of this thing, right? People are expendable. None of these are great. Sure, I feel like this could be an interesting reason to why we have the cybernetic eye. Darkest hour, we've been attacked. Aha! Archetypes! This is what is very interesting to me. So archetypes is once again different to origins. So... Choose an archetype to see their description. You can only choose one of the first tier archetypes at this moment. Archetypes are development paths that your characters follow. Each archetype encapsulates a unique set of skills and expertise, and represents a specific combat specialization. From the frontline warrior to the indispensable leader, preferring to command from the rear. Choose who you want to be in the grim dark future of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. So you could still be a psyker and a soldier. Now, all of these become an exemplar at the end? Is that what I'm understanding here? What does that mean? Like, anything becomes an exemplar? Why? That all of that choice whittles down into one? This is very overwhelming. Okay. So a warrior can be an assassin, a vanguard, and an arch militant. Let's see what warrior gets, though I don't think I'm going to want to be one. an exemplar of their archetype, maybe? You might be onto something there, Freaky. I'm not sure. Let's go through this, see if I can kind of understand it one by one. Warriors are combatants boasting exceptional melee prowess, capable of dealing high damage in close quarters and withstanding heavy amounts of damage. They also excel at drawing enemies' attention from less defended allies. Exemplar looks like a lot of choices once we get there. Maybe it is Laughter Kills. I'll have to have another look once I'm less overwhelmed. So our core focus here is melee movement, dodge armor, parry taunts. I think this could be a lot of fun, but it is definitely not what I'm focusing on at the moment. Officer... Oh my god. Hold on, let me get an overview first. Oh wait, what does an officer become? A vanguard, master tactician, or grand strategist. Officers use their willpower and fellowship. I guess willpower I'm focusing on a little bit, to improve the combat capabilities of their allies, turning them into even greater threats on the battlefield. Core focus, extra turns, single target buffs, rescuing allies, and momentum. I mean, that does sound very cool. Keystone features, we've got Bring It Down. Officer immediately grants an ally an extra turn with action points equal to 2 and no movement points. Ooh! If the ally is under the effect of Voice of Command, the other one, and kills an enemy before the end of the officer's turn, the ally gains a one-time addition of ++ officer's fellowship bonus? Unfortunately, I'm not speccing too much into fellowship. Maybe I should be. What's Voice of Command? Officer forces an ally to fully push themselves, increasing their characteristics by fellowship bonus for 1 round. All of the officer's abilities can be applied to the target. A character who becomes the target cannot be targeted again for the next 2 rounds. Intriguing. Finest Hour. The officer grants an ally an extra turn with full AP and MP. During the extra turn, there's no attack limit? Attack limit. Okay. Twice. Until the end of combat, the officer's fellowship is halved. Oh. What the heck is the difference? Oh, this is a heroic act. This is a desperate measure. I see. Intriguing. Okay. Oh, an operative. What does an operative become? Assassin, bounty hunter, or grand strategist? This sounds a little bit more... I think officer for the Voidborn option, operative for the Fortress World option. Let's see. Operative uses intelligence and perception. Yes, that sounds like what we're going for. One is where the combat is going very well. The other is available for when things are going bad. That is what it sounds like, Crimson Surge. That's what I assumed. Sorry, I should have specified that. So one's got a bit more of a negative. What's the word? Disadvantage to it. So desperate measures, you have your fellowship halved. Interesting. Okay, so intelligence and perception to find and exploit weaknesses in an enemy's defenses. None can withstand an attack from an operative. Core focus, precise single attacks. Defense penetration, area debuffs, consistent firing abilities. This sounds very synergistic. I like it. Analyze enemies, costs 1 AP. The operative targets 1 enemy within 10 cells. That target immediately gains an amount of exploits, which are, if the operative hits a target with an exploit stack, the attack deals extra perception bonus, more damage. The damage is also increased by 10%. For each exploit on the target, the attack removes all exploits. Neat. So we could stack that with the Commissar's 0 AP ability, maybe? Get a huge amount of damage and then get to do another attack. That sounds very cool. I feel like that sounds like a lot of fun. Dismantling attack. The operative immediately inflicts one... Oh, a heroic act. Oh my goodness, look at all of this. One exploit on all enemies in combat, then makes a free attack against the target. Right, this is a heroic act. The attack always hits. Damn! Until the end of combat, the target of this attack suffers a minus 30% penalty to dodge, minus 30% penalty to armor. Woo! For doing a one-shot kind of, kill kind of combo. Yeah, it sounds fun, Crimson. Murbo, hello, it's good to see you. We are doing very well. It is very late, and I should be finishing this up soon. It's taken quite the time. And this is the same, but until the end of combat, the operative's attacks cost plus 1 AP more. And this is for a secondary weapon. Okay. I really like the sound of this. What is a bounty hunter? Do I not get to see just like a breakdown of bounty hunter? Methodical killers who leave trails of dead bodies in their wake. Bounty hunter chooses their next target before the previous one has even realized it's dead. Oh, that does sound fun. Thing is, when I'm like a ship leader, commander like this, I usually want to go something that either is a bit of a vanguard type or a buffer type. It just feels thematically right. But also sometimes I just want to be I always go for supportive types. Maybe sometimes I just want to do amazing damage combos. Stooge McDuck, 2.5 hour stream to go through all the abilities. Yeah, exactly. Classic Owlcat, right? It's good to see you, Stooge. How have you been? So your core focus is crit hit, defense reduction, killing priority target, repositioning. That does sound cool. Bounty hunter may mark any enemy in combat as prey. They gain a stackable bonus. I mean... all sounds very synergistic right now. God, look at all of this. Holy shit, I don't even know where to start. Additional AP? What else have we got? What is Grand Strategist? Masters of battlefield positioning for themselves and their allies. The Grand Strategist is able to increase the battle effectiveness of their party by designating and strengthening important parts of the battlefield. Yeah, that's probably good. Take and hold. The Grand Strategist chooses one combat tactics area. Each ally inside that area gains an additional turn. That's very good. That would be great for our Void Born option. Maybe sometimes you just want to be the Pyro Psycho. To be fair, I'm not as fire obsessed as Hemi is. In fact, I don't usually go with the fire options in video games. I find it a little bit uninteresting. If there's lightning, though, then I'm all over it. The captain that hangs back and one-shots things, why not? Like the cannon fodder let the cannon fodder soak the damage so you can do all the damage. Sounds like a ruthless captain to me. You're right, Crimson. The question is, do I want to play a ruthless captain? And Stooge, you're good. You played the beta and still spent over an hour reading all the new stuff. Damn, Stooge. Oh my goodness. In that case, Stooge, by any chance, are you able to tell me why all of these options culminate in Exemplar? Does this Exemplar end up focusing down or like enhancing previous options? Or does it all kind of just become the same thing? Because that seems a bit unfortunate. Like, why even bother listing all the prereqs when it's literally everything? Anything. Mere survival in the grim darkness of the far future is no easy task. To thrive in it, a next to impossible one, but some manage to go beyond and become exemplars. Not only do exemplars possess extraordinary knowledge in their given archetypes, okay, I might be answering my own question here. You think exemplar is the final late game tree. Okay. But they've also reached the pinnacle of mastery, transcending what is thought possible. Core focus, additional abilities and talents from previous archetypes and new exemplar talents. Okay, so it seems to just be you've gotten to high level. Now you get to finesse whatever else you were doing. That's interesting, I must say. Get some high level talents and you just choose whatever makes you better at what you're already doing. What is Arc Militant? Because I am intrigued. I want to know what I want to know what all of them are. Okay, fine, let's just have a look. Assassins are masters at identifying the highest vulnerabilities of a priority target and dispatching them by any means necessary. High damage, dodge reduction, threat elimination, it could be good. I don't usually like assassin archetypes for my main character. Vanguard, unstoppable force on the front line and a beacon for their allies. Even when facing extremely heavy fire, a Vanguard only grows stronger in the crucible of battle. Frontline leader, defensive support, temporary wounds, absorbing attacks, and attack redirection. The thing is, I don't know how strong defense is going to be. I find with these kinds of games, offense is often the best defense. But maybe you can help me out with this, Stooge. Did you find that defense was actually super valuable? Or was offense usually just the way to go? All the specializations is done early and mid-game, and late game is the same for everyone. It is an interesting way to do progression, I guess. I guess late game you either hyper-focus in on what you're already doing, or you round yourself out. You never got past the start of Act 2, so you don't know much beyond the very early game. All good. Any insight is good, although I have very deliberately tried to go into this one blind, so that I can just enjoy the new player experience. Like, I loved playing BG3, but I had definitely spoiled a lot of the newness for myself by playing early access and keeping very up to date with everything. So I love the supportiness of Vanguard. It's just, I don't know how useful that is actually going to feel. We read about Grand Strategist? Let's look at Master Tactician. Always in the thick of battle, using their leadership and combat prowess, Master Tacticians are able to harness the momentum of their party to enhance the combat effectiveness of their allies and themselves. Primary goal, scaling with party success, long-term single target buffs, momentum and versatility. Now I do love the sound of that. Freaky, you always avoid details in games you want to play. I think that's how I need to be going forward. The problem is I get very obsessive and I want to know everything. But I think the more years go by, the more I learn about myself and what actually works best and what I actually enjoy. Hype is the death of too many games. I agree. I don't usually get hype about games, but I do get very obsessed. If it's a game I want to play and I want to play it now, but I can't play it now, I end up just researching everything I possibly can about the game. Stooge, you do think that some of the defensive talents in the fighter tree help survivability early on. That would make sense. That would indeed make sense. Feel like movement would also be very helpful in terms of keeping people alive. So I do think that could be very cool. Now, Operative doesn't get that option. Operative, we're definitely focusing on damage more. Officer does. Soldier, a master of all ranged weapons, quickly able to assume an advantageous position from where they stand, ready to rain fire on the enemy. While well trained in a highly diverse range of arms, a soldier is particularly proficient at blasting their targets with burst fire and area weapons. We're focused on movement, ranged attacks, cover and dodge, burst fire and area attacks. That actually sounds like the most fun for our Fortress World kind of character. So, Stooge, you spec'd a tanky guy for the prologue, and he was much more survivable. I see. I guess, are you on your own for the prologue fight, or do you automatically get a team? I appreciate you guys avoiding spoilers. You picked to buff his actives instead of tanking, and he got destroyed. Oh, crazy. Okay. Well, that's kind of good to know. You have others in the prologue fight. Small team. Okay. Interesting. Run and gun, revel in slaughter. Until the end of combat, the soldier gains the following bonuses. Plus 10 ballistic skill, agility bonus to critical damage, agility bonus to critical hit chance. Agility is not really what I'm going for. But that could be a nice way to round out what we're doing. What's the Arc Militant? The formidable master of warfare, able to blend various weapons and styles mid-combat. Be it melee or ranged, or anything in between, the Arc Militant is the best at it. And becomes stronger and stronger with each second in battle. Oh, I love the sound of that. Core focus, versatility, large area attacks, personal buffs, weapon set rotation, crowd control. Ooh, that sounds good. Another thing I am definitely worried about is team variety. Is there one of these you'd recommend based on the fact that you don't get many companions of that archetype? Operative definitely fits more with what you're planning on wanting to do. It does. That's for sure. I feel like this rounds it out a little bit more, maybe. Operative doubles down. What was... But I'm definitely wanting to be more ranged. I like how rounded this seems. I know how strong a very nichely spec'd character can be, but I'm always drawn to more utility. I do find it really hard to leave those. Not really any problems with variety for what you wanted, Stooge. You will have double ups of the early game specializations you don't really know about after level 16. And Crimson, you get access to one of each of the base archetypes as teammates. Oh, neat. Okay. Oh, fabulous. Well, that's wonderful. I think I'm going to have to sleep on this, to be perfectly honest. I love the sound of Master Tactician. What was Grand Strategist? I like the sound of Master Tactician more than I like the sound of Grand Strategist. The unique utility is pretty cool. I guess I should read all of this a little bit more. Before I do, because I think I'm going to have to sleep on this decision, what a character... Oh, okay. So these are our stats. Wow. That's a lot more than I thought. I thought... Oh, interesting. I definitely thought these two, weapon skill and ballistic skill, would be a sub-specialization. Or, like, totally separate. Sorry, Stooge, by the way, make sure you hover over some of the terms like dodge and dodge reduction so you can see the stats that feed into those secondary stats. Thank you, I will do. I need to consolidate what stats I need to be speccing into properly. Weapon skill is melee. Oh, that's clutch. Thank you. Good to know, Freaky. So I don't need to bother about weapon skill. By the way, and Crimson Surge, you know when you get this game in the future, you're going for a soldier that just shoots everything. That does sound like a lot of fun. That really does sound like a lot of fun. Stu, the reason you still took ages to look at new stuff is because the Tier 2 specializations weren't something you looked at during beta. Oh, fascinating. Yeah, I mean, there's so much. I know I should be reading all of these individual skills, but there is so much information that I've already taken on that this is starting to get a little bit mixed up and go in one ear out the other, if, you know, whatever the version of in one eye and out the other is. Anything that's highlightable. Yes, yeah, I have been doing as much of that as possible. Heavy weapons expert for you. Ooh, I see, Freaky. That does suit you, I feel. Grand Strategist chooses one combat tactics area every ally inside. That's really good. Gains 1 AP, 2 MP. For every enemy that was killed in the selected combat tactics area, the additional AP is increased. Ooh! Oh, fun! Grand Strategist analyzes the battlefield and can create specific areas, providing bonuses. Frontline, backline, and rear. I like the flexibility of that. In the first turn, all 3 areas can be created. In the following... Oh, okay. In the following turn, only one of them can be created. What's... Huh. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys are gonna know, but does that mean in my first turn, I can place 3 areas? Or does it mean I can choose one of 3 areas? In the following turn, one of them can be created. That doesn't make sense though, does it? So in the first turn, I put down 3 areas, and then the following turns, I can only put 1 per turn. Do they overwrite? All areas can be moved with the corresponding abilities and cannot overlap. Oh, okay, hold on. So what that sounds like to me is that I can put 3 areas down on turn 1, and then every subsequent turn, I can only move 1 of them, is what that sounds like. If there are 2 or more Grand Strategists in the party, the combat tactics areas are common for all the Grand Strategists. Oh, so you can't double up. And the highest intelligence bonus and fellowship bonus of all the Grand Strategists is used. They cannot be more than 1 frontline, backline, or rear, so we really don't want to double up on that. But it would be a pretty cool archetype. Master Tactician. No help from you because you didn't get that far. All good, Stooge. Freaky, you're going heavy bolter and or plasma can. That sounds awesome. I don't even know what kind of weapons are in the game though, so I don't even know what I should be thinking about. Crimson Surge, the game has very good tooltips overall. Better than their previous games, absolutely. I think there is still some terminology that's quite confusing, but it's definitely better than Pathfinder so far. And Stooge, you're trying out Operative, Assassin, Sniper. Ooh! See, that is kind of what I'm thinking of doing. But maybe with Bounty Hunter instead. Ooh! The Analyze Enemies ability just seems so good. Officer's pretty great. Officer feels like the commander. Pardon me. You've heard it can work with Bounty Hunter too? That's good to know. Bolters are fun, Freaky. They're like an RPG turned into an assault rifle. Neat. So many fun weapons. Oh, I don't know. God, I don't know. Okay, so how many points do we have available? A lot. Ballistic skill. So weapon skill is close combat. ballistic skill is ranged weapons. High ballistic skill indicates the character is a Deadeye, someone to be feared in a gunfight or skirmish. The base hit chance for ranged attacks within a weapon's effective range is 30 plus your BS meter. Oh, that's good. Stooge, you don't want to waste too much AP on using the operative spells, so you're gonna try to make the analyze skill happen automatically. See, I'm already forgetting what all of these skills are. Happen automatically? How do you work on that? I guess it is 1 AP, which kind of hurts. How many AP do you get per turn? I assume it's 2. All of the stuff we've seen that boosts your AP is like, give you 2 AP. So, can I reduce this? No, that's just permanently boosted. Oh, interesting. Is 40 max? Or is 45 max? I also want intelligence. Oh, look at that. Okay. It's so much. I want intelligence and fellowship. I don't know if I want both. Oh. Fellowship is only persuasion. Oh, no, it's coercion and commerce, yeah. Int is tech use. I mean, that's a... Honestly, between fellowship and int, that is the majority of the skills there. You think the talent for automatic use is passive learning? Oh, so you get a talent, okay. Ah, thank you, Stooge. So it's 4 AP, but some weapons firing modes need 2 AP, so it's kind of like 2 attacks. Gotcha. Gotcha. Frankie, if this is anything like the actual RPG, the thing to remember in this game is that for any skill checks, you roll a D100 and need to roll under the appropriate skill value to succeed. You want low roll? What the fuck? So what does this... Oh, so the higher the skill value, the more likely you are to roll under it. That's very confusing, but I do kind of understand. I gotcha. Okay. So it is essentially a 40% chance to succeed, or a 30% chance to succeed. Interesting. I really appreciate that. That clarifies a lot. A void ship. Oh, I only get 1, so that's fine. Sword class frigate. That's so cool. That's our ship. It looks awesome. It's weird after playing D&D, but it makes sense once you get used to it. Yeah, it absolutely makes sense. It just requires a bit of a flip of thinking. There are some modifiers in the game for skill checks which make it effective as well. Interesting. So you modify the skill check, which makes it, again, more likely that you're going to roll under it. Neat. Very good. When you get into a battle and right-click to see how the 2-hit and stuff is calculated, it's a bit odd. Okay. Well, I hope you guys might be around. I think that is all going to have to happen tomorrow, because I'm exhausted and I've got a lot to think about. I think I'm going to come back and read through all of these on my own time, try to fit it all into my very small little brain. The more I think about it... Oh, God, I don't know. I think I might have to write things down, because it's getting a little bit complicated in my head with all the combinations of homeworld, origin, and archetype. Yeah. It's a lot. I think I am being... God. This ability sounds like so much fun to work around, though. And I like this outfit. But my natural inclination is to go something more supportive. With Navy officer, go for the full Janeway kind of thing. Then I don't need to worry about weapons. I can discover that through the process of playing the game. See what weapons are actually good, how companions use them. I still like my Triumph and Darkest Hour choices. I guess it'll also depend what stats these are based on. The willpower and intelligence I like. I really like. I also like the Be Smart option of subbing Fellowship for Intelligence. I'm sorry, my voice is really starting to die. Diamond, hello! It is very late for me. I'm about to jump off. I've just been combing through character creation. It's been really cool. A very in-depth character creation here, Diamond. But I think I'm going to have to sleep on it before I make final decisions. But it's really good to see you. And so, Stooge, sorry, let's see. You think the best thing to decide your playstyle, then check out the archetype trees and decide which ones you want. Then figure out which stats you need for your playstyle and archetypes and go from there. I think that's a great choice. I think, yeah, a bit of a reverse character creation. Absolutely. I like that these set up some narrative for your character, but I do feel like it would have been easier to start with the archetype. Maybe? I don't know. I love the UI though. Oh shit. Whoever did the UI, appearance-wise, the way everything moves around, chef's kiss, amazing. Sounds like an Owlcat game, absolutely, Diamond. At least this one, I hope, doesn't require a degree like Pathfinder did. You need to know your build before you can tell what stats are important to you. That makes a lot of sense. I think if we go Voidborn, we're all about intelligence. I think if we go Fortress World, we're all about perception. From what I understand, correct me if that's incorrect. I mean, Crime Lord just seems good. It isn't the story I want to play. Psyker could be really cool combined with all of that stuff. I don't know what weapons Psychers use, is the thing. A support like telepathy Psyker could be neat. Is that something I can do? I don't know. I don't know. I love the utility of Noble. That's not the character I want to play this time. Those skills are really cool. Psychers are the weapon. Psychers have some interesting weapon choices because their weapons can give them spells. Fascinating. Pre-buffing is so time-consuming. No, pre-buffing was the worst. The worst. I'm glad we don't pre-buff our team. This is very good. And Diamond, you've used a mod for your buffing on your last playthrough of Wrath of the Righteous. I think that's a great idea. The setup is intimidating, but I do think that's a great idea. DC's hard. Oh! Oh, you're kidding. Now I can see all the skills they have on offer. Really? Oh, buddy. Okay, what does, Biomancer seems cool in terms of it could heal, right? So Biomancy can heal wounds, alter physical characteristics. But don't we have a companion who's kind of a buffer? Psyker? Telepath was what kind of interested me. Psychic powers in conjunction with their own minds to delude, control, and destroy the minds of their enemies. Telepathy. Expertise lies in contacting and controlling the minds of others. What's the main stat for Psyker, or does that depend on your archetype instead of psychic stuff? I think I'm going, I would love to mess around with Psyker, but it just all seems a bit overwhelming. I think I'm going to go with something more reliable. Scales with willpower. Right, that makes sense. If it helps you get 2 companions in Act 1 that are Psychers. Oh, perfect, Stooge. Easy, easy. Okay, I'm not gonna bother. This is tough. Okay. I mean, that's definitely not what I'm going for. Edit your name, Rogue Trader. The thing is also Forge World plus... Ooh, Forge World and Soldier could be a lot of fun. And then there's Hemi, exactly, and Hemi will absolutely play a Psyker. So yeah, I think I'm good then. I will get to see and experience how Psykers work. For sure. Easy. That's kind of all I wanted to know. What do you get from Deathworld? A lot of survivability, Freaky. Deathworld gives you lots of toughness, strength, agility. This very much feels like the melee kind of character. You get temporary health and temporary wounds when below 30%. Some extra damage if bleeding. More survivability with wounds. Kind of thing. Very tanky. Very survivability focused. Which makes sense, I guess. The first Psyche you get starts with a weapon that lets you cast a lightning zap. Oh, excellent. That's all I want. I'm happy. This is good. Do I just go Forge Worlds? And then do like a standard soldier thing? Flexible. Probably pretty fun once I figure out what I'm doing and get the right skills for it. There's a lot to pick. The towns listed below the outline actually need to be picked. Yes, Crimson Surge was telling us that, so we don't get them guaranteed. Oh, you have to scroll all the way down to get them, just in case you want to take them and forget. Thank you. Appreciate that, Stooge. Good heads up. You've seen someone kill half their party with the lightning weapon? Ooh, wild. Alright. This has been fascinating. Let me have a look at all the archetypes again. If we go Fortress, Commissaire, Triumph, Darkest Hour, archetypes. So we're definitely not going Warrior. That's fine. We could still be an officer. We could still be an officer and go Grand Strategist. And then I get a little bit of everything. Yeah, I'm going to have to really think about this. I think this character, specifically, she does kind of have the noble jacket on, doesn't she? I think this portrait, very specifically, suits the Fortress World ranged pew-pews. Which does make me feel a lot more assured of myself. But it's very easy to talk myself into going Forge World, just for flexibility and going standard soldier kind of thing. Very easy to talk myself into Voidborn. I mean, damn, Voidborn's stuff just seems so cool. Specifically, Be Smart. Like, so good. And Leo, no! I'd like a leader, Navy officer, Voidborn. All just seems so synergistic. Oh, did I not notice this? A void ship braved it. Do triumphs and darkest hours change with your homeworld? Oh shit, this might actually be what it takes to change my mind about things. Feat of greatness. Under your command, a void ship braved a terrible warp storm without a single casualty among the crew. This feels super fitting for this game specifically. What else do we get? Lured a pirate squadron into the gravitational terror of a star. Do we get a sniper type companion? Surely we do. You definitely have to write them down. You don't even know how they changed. You didn't even know they changed with the homeworld, right? Warp storms are lethal in the extreme, right? And we're supposed to travel through a whole area of them to get to the COVID expanse. Not COVID. Corona expanse. Corona's expanse, I'm sorry. You heard there will be a respec mechanic. Oh, whew. This is good. 3-hour character creation stream, learning mechanics instead of customizing appearance. I mean, if there was more appearance to customize, I would absolutely be doing that as well, Stooge. At least appearance was easy. This is hard. Your ship became the first to take a non-reclaimed warp route, a now reclaimed warp route into a cluster of humanity's lost worlds. Oh, that's also very good. Oh, I like both of those a lot. You lured a pirate squadron into the gravitational terror of a star. Oh, this is very Janeway. This is also very fitting with this portrait. This might be convincing me. Holy shit, that's cool. These are all so cool. I love them. What are the darkest hour ones? You've journeyed through dark and forsaken systems. The things you've seen have left a mark on your soul that will never heal. Yeah, that's fitting. Once in your past, the temptation of easy gains got the better of you. You resorted to piracy. Meh. Your ship was boarded by pirates and you barely survived, enduring many horrors during your time of captivity. I know this is kind of a lot more nondescript. These two are more interesting story-wise. But I don't want my persuasion to go down. I also don't want my logic to go down, but... Brand of Shame does not seem fitting for her. There's a massive warp storm that cuts the entire galaxy in half and is almost entirely unpassable due to its murderiness. And that's what we have to get through, right, Freaky? This just makes sense. This is very fitting with the whole thing. God, these are so good. I love these triumphs. This is very fitting character-wise. I think this might be it. This just feels very thematically appropriate, and I like that. Surely we can make one of the characters into an awesome sniper kind of character. Companions. I don't know what I don't know what kind of stats I need for that. Yeah, I think I want to go officer into master tactician. I really like those options. Grand strategist was also pretty cool, and I guess we can choose between those because officers is already quite supporty. Grand strategist might be nice to add some more stuff, but we can do that as later once we are more familiar with systems. Most of the streamers you've seen have gone officer, which is interesting, Crimson. I think it makes sense though, right? Just thematically. Again, this is very much me, but being the captain of a ship and being like the key tactician, you know, ordering your crew around and enabling your crew feels very thematically appropriate. I still find this, I think this could be a lot of fun. I think this could be a lot of fun. Yeah. The Grand Strategist might be a more interesting route to take that. So far, I think I've talked myself into this. I think this feels really good. I just don't know what stats I need then. I think it was intelligence, right? When I'm Voidborn. Let's reduce this. I want decent ballistic skill, but it doesn't have to be crazy. Can I reduce any of these? No, not really. Agility... meh. I can't reduce it anyway, so it is what it is. Fellowship. Oh, okay, I can't reduce. Where are all my points? Perception. We can reduce. And put into... oh, intelligence is maxed. Oh, shoot. What am I supposed to do then? Agility contributes to initiative. Ah. I see, says I. Okay, so maybe I want to do something like this. Fellowship's already good. Agility boosts initiative, then I definitely think this is the kind of character that wants to be going early. So I guess the other thing I should be thinking about is, do we try something that isn't officer, for the fact that it probably is going to be a very common choice. Class pick. Do something a little different. Maybe even choose a different portrait. Open. I do really like that one. But we could rock with some of these others. You like the idea of maybe trying to make someone that's a dodge tank as well? That would be interesting. I feel like I just need to actually play the game to be able to see how effective that feels. Oh, she's got the navigator outfit. Oh. So I guess she's more the officer, and she's more the operative. Okay. I reckon operative would still be a lot of fun. After your 37th restart, you'll find a build you like. It's so tough, Reiki. And especially when I don't know which companions I'll end up liking and wanting to take with me. It feels safer to go with something flexible that's just going to buff everyone. And once you kind of know how combat works, if it ends up that genuinely being quite tanky and boosting all of that is amazing, feels really good, then, you know, I can go into that. But what if it ends up feeling really bad? I guess that's why there's respecking, isn't there? Ooh, boy. Thing is, this is a good portrait. It's just not my favorite portrait. I guess I can use this for all of them. Anyway, so those are my two main options. I think it's snipery damage or leading officer kind of shit. Oh, she's cool. She is cool. Voidborn is so cool. Why is Voidborn like the coolest homeworld? Tough. DC's tough. But yeah. Vindicare Assassin. I don't think I'd go Assassin. Assassins usually aren't my style unless I decide that that's really what I want to go. It probably is very powerful. That probably would be the go-to. Oh, he's tough. Maybe I go operative anyway, and then I can kind of flex if need be. I could go the supportive route, or I could go the damaging route, depending on how I'm finding things. The assassin branch focuses on extreme range sniping. That is cool. I am going to sleep on it. Because both are such good options. Both are so tempting. I think I would have a lot of fun with kind of either. So now it's just about choosing. Anyway, I've sat here agonizing over this decision for long enough. I have a pretty good idea of the two routes I'm choosing between. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is a lot of fun. I've been wanting to get my hands on this for so long.